gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of the Good Bit Podcast. It's episode number 60, and can you believe it, ladies and gents? It is the best and biggest, most important and most special podcast of the entire year. The year is only 7 days old when we're recording this. It could be as old as you want it to be when you listen to this, and that's okay because we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the Good Bit Podcast. It's episode 60, and it is the top 10 films of 2019. Yes! Didn't plan that, but it went so well. Hello again, everybody. My name is Chris Moffat. I will be your host. I will be your guide throughout your quest, and I'll be your what's the other one? What's the one I used to say? The place that runs the face that runs the place.
The place that runs the face.
And the place that runs the face. And yeah, we're here for my favourite podcast of the year. It's a shame it's done in January because then everyone after this is a bit deflating, but until now, this is the best one. Let's get it going. We've got a full house this year, ladies and gents. Last year we were one late. We're happy to say we've rectified that this year. Joining me to my left right now is my boy, one more again. It is you and John Ferguson. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Alright. Hello everybody. How are we?
It's good to see you.
It's good to see all the viewers too.
Yeah. When's the last time you were on? I can't remember. Let me get the phone.
I don't know. I feel like maybe the last thing that I spoke about was
Joker.
3rd
of November.
Yeah.
Episode 58. And then we did the My Life in Movies Q&A.
Oh yeah.
A lot of fun.
That was fun.
That was good. So lovely to have you back. You missed last one, which we talked about Knives Out, Blue Story, and predictions for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And but now we've seen it. It's in the book, but will it be on the list? We'll still see. Also joining me again is my good close personal friend and someone who I love more than many other people in the world. It's Lilio. It's Leanne.
Hello.
The one you're always on. You
Yeah,
make sure you're here.
always.
You travel far and wide to come
3
here.
hours and 25 minutes on the train today.
13 quid.
13.40, I think you'll find.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I'd pay it back, but you said no.
No, that's fine.
Because you like this. This is
My
your favourite one too.
present to you.
Thank you. I know it's a late Christmas present. You could have got it done by the 25th
Happy
of
New
December.
Year, scrubber.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Go on in.
What am I?
It's not even funny now. Everyone's went silent.
Okay. I don't know. We've lost control.
Oh,
We've lost
sorry.
control already.
Sorry.
Also making his return to the top 10. He was last on back in August.
When was I last on? Sorry.
You were last on. You were last on the 10th of May.
Oofed.
We talked about Avengers Endgame.
Oh, sweet.
That was good, but to be fair, that was only 6 episodes ago. There wasn't many episodes in 2019.
You know, really get your shit together,
Yeah,
Chris.
I know. I'm sorry. I let you down. But yeah, Aaron Docker's back, ladies and gents. The original co-host of The Good Bit. You're back for the top 10. How does it feel to be back?
It feels great to be back.
Didn't get much of an intro there.
Didn't get much of an intro.
Leanne's just
Ewan got best friend and OG. Leanne got my favourite person in the world, and I got, well, Aaron Docker's back. Fucking hell. I've travelled from London. Fucking Oban. Tried 7 hours on a train, not fucking 3. Fucking hell.
Listen, it would have been more.
How about that?
To Rob Royston.
How about that?
No, listen. They interrupted me with their mad chatter. I was going to give you this big introduction. She goes, "When's the last time I was on?"
I'd like a big introduction now, please.
Right, here we go.
Sorry,
Okay,
start again.
let's rewind.
It's been the most chaotic 5 minutes of the podcast.
It's like, this is going to be a long one, so let's try and get straight into it. No chance.
Not happening.
Okay, big intro.
Oh,
I'm known for my big intros
You
as
don't
well.
actually have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. I was in the middle of doing it. I was like,
Oh, sorry.
No,
You
I know.
were-
I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
Last summer,
Get it.
we were in London. We went to his studios for this, but he's finally back. He was here every single year for the top 10. Missed it last year. So happy to have him back. His name is R&D, and he's here to my right.
I'll take that, that's better.
That was better.
His name is R&D.
To my right. For some reason, I don't know why I do it. I always
What
go
does the D stand for?
Docard. I've been on this list for ages, just being like, I don't know what's going to sit there. I finally think I've cracked it.
Have we explained what it is yet?
Well, it's
What
top
we're
10 films of the year. People
Yeah, no, he
know.
has. He said
Sorry,
that.
I forgot.
Sorry, it's so long ago.
Yeah.
6 minutes, 38 seconds ago.
No, I'll lose that because.
Alright.
No, it's the top 10 films of the year, my favourite of the year. We make this list all year round. Anytime we go to see a film in the cinema, we watch one on Netflix, we see something on the telly, goes right on to the thinking and the planning for this podcast here. This year, I'd just like to thank the world and the ether and cinema itself for providing 2019 in cinema with us, because this has, I think, to me, been the best year for cinema that I've ever experienced. I think.
It's
I
been
think
good.
it's been the biggest year.
Absolutely. 2019 has been unbelievable.
A Scorsese, a Tarantino, a new Star Wars, your Avengers crap.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
What else?
This is going to go down very well.
We've
Don't
had
just
three-
read
we've
out
had
my
three-
top 10.
Well, you haven't seen Star Wars, so that won't be on it.
True.
But that's a good point though. Like, there's so much that came out, so many people that were like legends, and so many people who are well respected, and newcomers as well, putting out this just amazing stuff. Loads of sequels though. It's been
Tons.
the years of the sequel and the remake, but somehow the originals and even some of those remakes have been so good they've kind of made their way to the top, and they might have ended up in our top tens, they might have not, but they've all been pretty good, if I'd say so. But a great year. And it's actually a shame that we've done less podcasts than normal, because there's been so many films to talk about, and that's why a lot of the episodes this year has been like The Lion King, Spider-Man, and Yesterday, all in the one episode, because there's been so many good ones coming out at one time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yesterday.
You
came
know,
out, didn't it?
Yesterday was great.
I've not seen it.
Yeah.
See, that's... I don't feel like I've necessarily not been to the cinema this year as much as I normally do. But I just feel like there has been
Yeah.
an overwhelming
Yeah,
amount of
I've been-
like,
I
things
think
that
I've-
I've wanted to but haven't.
I've been to the cinema more than usually. Than usually.
You
Than
have
usual.
how many have you seen in the cinema?
61.
That's absolutely
This is a
mental.
comprehensive list.
This is a
I've
great
seen,
year
but
for
I've
you.
seen a lot of movies multiple times, so I've been to the cinema
Okay.
more than
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, it's 61 films
Oh,
individual,
okay.
but more
That's
than
crazy.
more trips than that.
So how, in terms of making the list, I know it was hard for me because there's been so many good films and big films and that sort of thing. How was it for you making your lists, because, you know, there's been so many to pick from? Aaron.
I've done it gradually throughout the year because I've done Letterbox.
Me too.
I
Me
did that
too.
last year. I was so prepared, but obviously I wasn't here.
It's nice you made the 7-hour change on me.
I made, well, yeah, 7 hours.
Give or take.
But I've made it gradually, so the last few years I've compiled it on the day.
Good.
But this year, I've prepared since day one.
Right, okay.
And so I feel like
Me
I've
too.
been with this list
Me
for
too.
quite some time.
See, I've been doing Letterboxd like you, but when I
You've changed it.
see, yeah, because I was looking at it that way, where just because I rated a film 5 stars doesn't necessarily mean I like it's my favorite film.
Absolutely.
So I took a note of like all my 5 and 4 star movies, and that came to 26 films.
Wow.
So I had to cut the 26. So I put a star. I was writing it down on the train this morning, and then I put a star next to all the ones I was like, yes, loved that.
Yeah.
So then that came to 15.
Right,
So I had to
nice.
cut 5 from that. But then I remembered one later on, so I've had to move more. So there's actually
It's tough.
16 films.
You
that
got
I was
honourable
like,
mentions we can talk about at the end?
Yeah.
That's good.
But it was hard.
Always good to have
Very hard.
spares.
Because
Yeah.
just because I thought a movie, like, because there was, like, for example, it's not on my list. Toy Story 4 is not on my list, but I gave that 5 stars.
Yeah,
but
me
then
too.
I was like, but it's not. It's not one of the ones I was like, oh my god, this is the best film I've seen all year. So
Yeah.
it's not on the list. But I
It's-
mean, it was really good. I loved it.
Yeah.
5 stars. But it's just been such a good year.
Yeah, you
Just done
making
it.
your list.
So yeah, the only letterbox I have is for my envelopes. I'm maybe going to start that out. Actually, it sounds. Well, you showed me.
If you get a cinema card, that'd be good because it kind of keeps you on top of things.
Yes, also thinking about that, getting a Cineworld card. And my special diabetes card. Don't tell the government.
The government love the good bit, so
Because then that means me and someone else can go to the cinema. for
excellent.
free.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be getting one of them because it just makes more sense. Before it was like you had to go like 4 times to make up your money, but now it's like twice and you're made up your money.
Twice
It's always been
in a
twice.
month. Yeah.
Because we're not students. is that
Well,
why?
yeah. When we were students, it was like 3 times. Because it was like £7 when we first used to go.
Yeah.
right?
Now it's $9.40 for a student ticket and $11.60 for an adult
Yes.
ticket.
Yeah, I can't get a
In the
student
Glasgow
one.
one in
Oh,
Renfrew. In Brentford.
Yeah.
But if you go to the View, it's like £3-4.
Yeah.
The difference is mental.
They do. There's a view opening down in St Enix.
There is indeed. There's one at the Fort now.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Are you thinking of switching? No, you wouldn't.
I get the card.
So yeah, thinking about getting a card. In terms of making my list, I was well prepared as always. I made it this morning.
I love the charm of your list though because it's so like.
We need a contrast. It's
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
But I always just put like things that. Well, we were talking about this earlier on. It's hard sometimes if you've just seen a film
Yes,
and you want to put it high up, but maybe it isn't actually
that's happened to
that
me.
high on your list.
On this list, I can admit it because I caught up with a lot of them over the past week in preparation for this podcast, and I was like, I need to watch that one. I need to watch this one that I missed, and I think the 4 or 5 that I'd watched the first time shot right up to the top because they're fresh in my head.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know how to rate that, but me and my friend were talking about this. Another fellow YouTuber, Luke, we were talking about this on Facebook the other day. It's like, how do you? Obviously, because Leanne was talking about 5-star films and the best films that she's seen. However, a really good and well-made film might not contrast to being the favourite. You know?
Their favourite.
Or the favourite, which I thought was an amazing film, but I just didn't relate to at all. So it's nowhere near my top 10. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
on
like
your bottom of your list. And
it's near the bottom because I just can't. I've not. I'll never want to watch it again. But technically, it's aesthetically really good.
Right. So
You know
that's
what I mean?
that's a distinction that I've made.
That's a distinction.
Because there's some films I'm like, that wasn't maybe a great film, but I
Oh no, there's films.
loved
There's
it.
films on my list that I can 100% say they bombed.
Right.
They crashed and burned, but I fucking loved it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's on my
absolutely.
list.
It's not about that. It's about how
It's
you
about how you.
appreciate
It's
it.
about your favourites.
Right.
Your favourite.
Not necessarily a good movie, but something that you enjoyed. It spoke to you in some
And
manner.
the experience,
So,
and we've
yeah.
talked about this before.
Experience,
about how it happened on the day.
and me and Leanne were talking about this earlier as well. Our top 5s could there's all 5 films in our top 5s are so good they could change any order.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been so high quality, and also I was saying this earlier as well. There's not been one film this year that I can say I hated.
Oh no,
Oh,
I've got.
I
I've
kind
got-
of enjoyed to somewhat liked every film I saw.
I'd say there's
Yes.
maybe like 3 or 4 that I'm like, nah, I didn't actually enjoy that, but that's out of 60 films.
Yeah.
So
At the bottom,
61 films.
At the bottom of my list, I have the Firefest documentary because it looked amazing, and I was like, yes, and it was so boring. But I love the story of it.
Yeah,
but I
it's
just
funny.
didn't like the documentary, so it's at the bottom. But again, I enjoyed watching it. Like, it was interesting finding out about it. I did not dislike this film or this documentary. Just didn't. I was a bit let down. Wasn't interested at the end, so it's at the bottom. And as you work up, you know it's the exact
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
And then you get to your top 10 and stuff, and all of them are just below away amazing. Shall we get going?
Yep.
Yes,
Because I feel like we're going to take ages with these films anyway. A lot of them will be different, but I think a lot of the top ones are going to be the same. Let's do the 90-second rule, or you want to do 96 or 66? We'll do 96.
I don't think anyone will have my number 10.
No.
I don't think anyone has mine either.
I don't think anyone has my number 5.
Which which order do you want to go?
Mine.
I go first.
Yeah,
I go first. You and Aaron, Leanne, is that the usual?
I think so.
I know I go first.
1, 2, 3, 4, maybe.
Okay.
Go you last? Okay,
Okay.
cool. So I'll
Pressure on.
Maybe.
Chris
I think so.
first,
go for
you
it.
in second, Aaron third, Leanne last. 90
Yes, the way it
seconds on
goes.
each.
Yeah, so-
Here we go, ladies and gents. This is the Good Bit Podcast, episode number 60, the top 10 films of 2019. Let me get my list.
I'm so excited.
Let him get his
Let me get
list.
my list. I've actually forgotten because I did so much shifting. Yes, the hardest part of the list for me was number 10, number 11, number 12, number 9, like that sort of area, because it's like which one gets bumped, which one's honourable mention,
Right,
which one needs
yes.
to be on that top 10. So last night I couldn't decide which one's going on there. So last night I just made a rash decision. I've not seen it in a while, but I remember loving it so much. So my number 10 is Stan and Ollie,
Oh, yeah.
the Laurel and Hardy film biopic from 2019, this time last year, January. But Leanne and I saw it together as an unlimited screening in November of 2018.
Yeah.
But it was a 2019 film, so when we were making the list for 2018, I was like, Stan and Ollie can't be on there because it's not out here yet. We just saw it as a secret screening. So I was like, I need to remember it. So every single text I sent Leanne throughout the year, how you getting on your top 10? What films you seen? Remember Stan and Ollie?
Every time. I was like, Chris, I'm not going to forget it.
But I was scared I was going to forget it, you know. It's yeah, it was beautiful. It was such a good film, and it's Laurel and Hardy's always been a double act that I've been fascinated by because my dad was a big fan when he was younger, and as I was growing up, he'd always like have them and put them on and that sort of thing. So I knew them as a unit,
Yeah.
but I'd never known their story. And their story's so interesting. How many fallen outs they have. Literally, their lives are like broken because they've just fallen out of being pals. It's John C. Reilly who plays Ollie. And Steve Coogan, who plays Hardy. Oliver.
Wait,
no,
it's Oliver. Stan Laurel.
Stan Laurel.
Stan
I always get
Laurel and
confused.
Oliver Hardy.
And it's like such two totally different actors,
Oh,
totally different styles.
So
but for
amazing.
some reason, it just clicks.
they work so well together.
You know, there'll be musical numbers they do, there'll be dances they do, the slapstick gags they do when people like fall over and get hit in the face and things fall down the stairs and stuff and break through windows. It's all just hilarious, but there's this sort of like sweetness about it. And I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. I decided to watch something else last night instead. But if I had a little extra time, that'd be the one that I'd rewatch. So my number 10 the Lolo and Hard Date biopic starring Ollie.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice, solid choice.
Thank
Didn't
you.
see
Oh,
it.
I
such-
started
Oh.
that a bit early, so you had to.
Okay, good,
So,
good.
It's such a nice film.
It's beautiful.
I'm not-
I love
Seen
it.
it.
It's so nice
It's on-
and
it's on
tender.
Prime, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
I think
it
so.
is. Yeah, I
And it's
highly
an actor's
recommend
film
it.
too because it's just so well
Every
done.
performance in it is
Yeah.
so good.
And accurate.
yeah,
you
and
know.
hilarious as well.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. Yubo.
All right, so it's me. Okay. Let me see. Right. So, this is a film. I can't even remember when it came out. I probably should have looked that up, to be honest. I want to say kind of before summer, maybe summer
Okay.
of last year. So my number 10 is John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum.
Nice.
Because for the sheer insanity of it, it's so crazy, but so cool as well. Like all the action sequences is so over the top, but yet it's still like, it's because they are actually doing it as well most of the time. It's believable, even though it's like they're flipping about all over the place or falling off a 3-story building, just walks back up. Oh, it's fine, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Keanu Reeves, isn't it?
Keanu Reeves, the
What a
boy.
man.
He's a beast, isn't he?
Yeah,
In real
does
life.
like always on stunts, everything.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, there's like a 4th one coming out. I don't know.
He says
how.
he says he'll do as many films as the fans want. That's what he's like. I'm up for anything, whatever they want, I'll
He's
do
here
it.
for it.
I've not seen any of them, but I know I'd love them. My mum loves them.
But yeah, no, very good.
Excellent.
Very good.
I have not seen a single John Wick film.
Same, but it's on the list.
However, I've been told I love it, and if like a third film in a series can be so good, then that must be a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's more for like the action and stuff. Like it's just
Yeah.
like it just looks really good.
Yeah,
Like,
because you like the Bond films too, don't you?
yeah,
They're a bit like that,
It's kind of
kinda.
like that. Yeah.
Cool.
The 4th John Wick film is coming out on the same day as the 4th Matrix film.
Oh, I
Which
saw
he?
that.
Oh wow.
Double Keanu Reeves whammy.
That's a big
Yeah.
day for him.
I'll try check them all out before that then and see it in the cinema. That sounds good. Good choice. R&D. Oh.
What we doing?
Welcome to the podcast, brother.
My number 10 is, I think, Fighting with My Family.
Oh, no
nice.
way!
No lie. I saw it.
I'm so happy about that.
Me and my mate were at drama school. We were having a tough time in a process. We were playing 2 old men
That's right.
in a play. We were a bit miserable. And we said, oh, there's nothing at the cinema. Let's go see Fighting with My Family. It's like got The Rock in it and Stephen Merchant wrote it. We're like, ugh, okay. And we both said, for the 2 hours or whatever we watched it, we forgot about that we were playing old men in a stupid play.
Absolutely.
We had a great time.
That's what
I
it's all
was
about.
invested
So
in
good.
her story, and I was thinking about it. I was like, why am I interested in a wrestling film? It's like, I'm not into wrestling. Then that's the power of films, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I gave a shit because it was a good story, it was a good film.
Good acting.
And good acting.
Oh,
and
it's so nice.
that's I think encapsulates the power of filmmaking for me.
Did you think about me?
I
Because
thought
of
about you
wrestling?
the whole time. I was like, Chris, I love this. And I shouldn't love this. But
Yeah.
I do, because it's a film. And films are great. Do you know what I mean?
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's the core
I know
of
what
the
you mean.
podcast. That's
Film
great.
can put you in someone else's shoes, and it doesn't matter what they do. If it's a good human story, you're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was rewatching it the other day with Claudia, and I was texting Chris. I was like, right, Chris, you need to explain this, explain that. And he's on a night out sending me like 6 meter long.
I'm sitting there in
texts.
a booth with all my mates with like a strongbow, and I'm just like, give me a second. And I was like replying to Leanne, telling her how
Rapid
wrestling
text.
works.
So the texts were so long. Claudia's like, is he still going? I'm like, yeah, he's still typing. But
Sorry,
yourself,
I
it was
get
good.
very passionate about
Oh
it.
no, but that's
yeah.
what you're saying. Like
That's what it's
I've
about.
never been into wrestling. I've never really got the
Right.
vibe of it. But that
Watch-
movie, I was like, I need to know more.
Exactly.
Christopher, talk to me.
Exactly.
Cool. I wish you were in person because I would have bowled the face off you.
I
with it,
know.
you know,
I'm
so.
glad I wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
I started watching it the other day, and I've watched like the first 10 minutes. I was laughing, but then just ended up going to bed. But I need to go back to it.
Yeah.
It is
Oh,
funny.
it's
Go back
fu-
to
It is
so
funny.
funny.
And not only is Florence Pugh, who plays Paige,
Oh,
it's
love
not only
her.
she great.
Yeah.
People like Nick Frost, who
And
generally
Vince
is just a bit daft, and Vince Vaughn
Love
are
Vince Vaughn.
really good.
Vince
Yeah.
Vaughn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn's great.
Yeah.
What a guy. I like him a lot.
So funny because like I know the real people who they're
Yeah.
playing, and it's like
That must have been weird.
Vince Vaughn playing the fucking head of talent relations. It's just weird.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, I'm so happy that's on your list. That's
Yep.
made my day.
Number 10.
Nice.
Lilo.
Ooh, mine. What is mine?
I didn't time that one.
I think we pretty much nailed it. Then.
My number 10, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this. Capernaum? Capernaum. Capernaum.
Don't know.
So it's about. So it's a Lebanese film, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh.
So it's about a wee boy who's been serving time in prison. Don't know why. He's like 12 years old. You don't know what he's done. Some violent crime.
Yep.
And the movie starts with him getting taken to court because he wants to sue his parents for giving birth to him, because
Whoa.
they shouldn't have, because they had no means to look after him. Like, he's got like seven siblings and all that. So it's like his story of. So it like cuts back. So it's like his story of him like leaving the family at 11 because they've sold his sister into a marriage and stuff, and then he ends up living with an Ethiopian refugee and her baby, but then she gets taken away by immigration.
Wow.
And so it's this 12-year-old boy looking after a wee baby.
That sounds great.
It's such a good film, but it really makes you just so angry
Yeah.
at the world, because like, it's just heartbreaking, but it's all in
You love a heartbreaking film.
whatever language. Lebanese. I don't know. I sound
Subtitles.
so fucking ignorant, but
No,
the
no,
wee
films
boy,
like that are
the
alright
wee
to get
boy,
around
the
to.
wee boy who is the lead. He's actually a Syrian refugee.
Wow. Okay.
So he's actually like gone through shit like this, and it is just it's a heartbreaking film. I left the cinema after it, and I was like, I hate the world. I want everyone to die. It's not fair. But it's a really stunning movie, like really, really beautiful. Everyone in it, all the performances. You kind of forget that you're watching a movie, like you're watching it and you think that this is, I mean, it is real life
Yeah.
for a lot of people. So it's really, really good. I highly
Cool.
recommend everyone go see it.
I'll check that out.
I don't know how it's pronounced. Capernaum.
No, I've never heard of it.
No.
Is it,
It's Capernaum.
when did it come out? Recent or? Because it might be Oscar worthy.
I don't know when it came out. It was when I was still in Glasgow.
Right.
So
So I mean, not too long ago.
like June, July maybe.
Yeah. I suppose any film
Yeah,
can be
that's
Oscar
it.
worthy. Let me see the poster.
But it is really, the wee boy. He
I don't know.
is incredible. The wee guy acting.
Okay, great.
So incredible.
I'll check that out. Sounds good. Try and
Yeah.
get that for before Oscar time even. Cool. Everybody's number 10s were significantly different.
Yeah.
Were they? Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
great, and that's the beauty of this podcast. Time for my
We
number
had
9.
action, heartbreak,
Wrestling.
comedy.
What was mine?
It's Stan and Ollie.
Stan and Ollie. Beautifully
Tenzo.
tender. Tender's a great word for it.
Yeah.
My number 9 is The Irishman.
Oh.
Netflix original, Martin Scorsese, with Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Sebastian Maniscalco, Harvey Keitel. My God, what a cast this is.
Literally, you just read that off IMDb out of your head. That was
That's
not even
just-
in front of you. You knew that. That was
Yeah,
mental.
it's not like the film.
There was a lot of names.
Gotta learn these things, man. It's I did a review about it recently for YouTube. That's why it's kind of still fresh in my head. But it was one of those ones where I was so excited the fact that we were going to experience a Scorsese gangster film with Robert De Niro in it in this generation. Finally was released. Watched the trailer and stuff. Thought it looked great. Got a lot of good views on YouTube. The trailer reaction that I did, which was always a boost. So I went to go watch it. Saw it was 3.5 hours long, and anybody who knows me knows I don't like long films. Total red flag for me. So I went, no chance, no way I'm watching that. So I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. And I was talked into it, and I said, yeah, well, I'm going to make this top 10, and there's no way I can escape this year without seeing it. So I thought, well, we'll watch it in 3 installments.
Oh,
So,
you watched it on
I watched the first hour one time, went out for drinks that night that Leanne asked me about wrestling, got home, I watched another hour, and was enjoying it so much, I watched the whole thing. And again, for me to sit that long, I don't know, I'm impatient, and my mind wanders. I just can't sit there for that long. However, it kept me so entertained, it was so funny, it was so well acted, it was such a good story, and I'm not even a gangster film guy.
No.
Goodfellas, Godfather, Casino, not really my thing. I know they're great films and some of the greatest ever. They're nowhere near my top 10 films ever. But for some reason, there was something that I liked about this one. I don't know if it was because there was a passage of time. You start off with a somewhat middle-aged De Niro, and you end up with him being literally on his deathbed. The fact I'm seeing Joe Pesci act again, an old man, but still being Joe Pesci.
the best old man acting I've ever seen.
Like
proper old man.
a bit hilarious as well. Heartbreaking at times. The fact that De Niro just goes about and shooting folk in the face for no reason. It is a must-watch, even though it's 3.5 hours long, and I would recommend splitting it up. It's so doable, and as you get to it, you can't stop. So my number 9 is The Irishman.
Nice.
I didn't time that one either. So
I made the
too long.
mistake of watching it in the cinema and not at home when I could split it up.
Did you get it in the cinema?
Yeah, it was. It
It
in the
came
cinema.
out in
I
the
just
cinema.
it was too long. In
Yeah,
the cinema.
absolutely.
I wish I'd done what you'd done.
Yeah. Well, I probably would have watched the whole thing in one go. It was that good.
Right,
See,
you know.
Well,
Maybe I wouldn't if it was.
I
wasn't
kind of
enjoying
wish
it.
I had seen it in the cinema in one. I split it up,
Oh, did you?
and I did it in 2 goes, and I enjoyed it. It was good, but I wish that I'd done it in the one. 'Cause I feel like when you like, so I'd watched one half one night, and then it was maybe 2 nights later I watched the
Yeah, okay.
second half. And by the time I was like, I'd kind of lost the
The flow.
feel of like the flow of I know it was long though.
That-
'Cause
that's-
I'd watched an hour and a half. So like a normal film.
Yeah, a normal
And then
length.
I looked
Yeah.
at time and it was still 2 hours. I was like,
But it's like different acts though. There's different story arcs in it, and that's what I loved about it. Because even though I hate long films, I was still so invested that I had to be in the top 10 for that reason alone.
It was well crafted.
You know, and
I just think
I mean,
the fact that we have to think about it so much. Oh, how should I watch it?
You're-
too
you're
long.
right.
It's too long.
you're right. It's too long, but
Great.
it's great.
Great.
Great film.
Never stopped.
Go for number 9, Ewan.
Too long.
okay,
since I
so
watched it.
my number 9 is it The Long Shot or just Long Shot?
It's just long shot.
Long
I think
shot.
it's just Long,
Long
Shot.
shot. One arm, a long shot. Oh,
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Seth
Yeah.
Rogen.
Oh, what a film.
Charlize Theron.
Brilliant.
I made
Um,
you watch that.
Yeah,
Oh.
we watched it the other night, but I'd wanted to see it all. I wanted to see it all year, and I missed it in the cinema, and then I was trying to get it online. Sorry,
I saw it in the
and
cinema. yeah.
I couldn't find it, and then it came out. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's
now.
on Netflix. Yeah.
So we watched it on New Year's Day. Did we watch
Yeah, we
it?
did, yeah.
Yeah, loved it.
Great film.
Loved it. So different. Like the story was just something that you don't like. It's not.
It's just. So
It wasn't like your
hilarious.
normal comedy, romantic comedy kind of thing, and it is kind of a romantic comedy
totally.
to some extent. But yeah, I
It's
thought
so
it was-
unexpectedly
yeah.
funny. When I went to see it, I was just going to see it because it was like there was something that was on in the cinema, and me and Erin went. And then after it, we were just pissing ourselves laughing. It's just so funny. See the bit where she's like, "This is the scariest thing I've ever done," and I've been in a lift with Saddam Hussein, just me and Saddam. That is possibly one of the funniest lines
Wow.
I've ever heard in a movie. Like and the way she delivers it,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
she's hilarious as well.
She's great. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a funny film.
And something
It's
different for
good.
Seth Rogen. Because it's not your stereotypical, oh, I'm high, even though they get high in it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh my god, when they get it's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
No, it was just it was a nice wee watch on New Year's Day, you know.
Yeah.
One of the better comedies I've seen this year, anyway.
Oh yeah.
That's not the only comedy I think I've got on my list. I don't know. Yeah.
Good.
So good.
Really good film. Glad it got to be mentioned because it's near my top 10, but I
It's
think it was
near-
like
yeah.
my number 18 or
So you
something.
can always
It's
count
near
on
mine.
me to get those
Those obscure ones.
obscure ones in.
Totally. Aaron, my friend.
Oh, my number 9 is Blinded by the Light.
Oh! I'm happy.
Uh,
I like a good reaction. Happy that's on there.
Huh?
It's a nice wee film. It's very British, but there's some parts in it that are very, very, very spectacular. When
Absolutely.
he listens to Bruce Springsteen for the first time, that's a gets you going. That's
Absolutely.
But it's mostly, let's be honest, we went to see it in an Everyman in a really posh cinema with like a sofa.
We had a couch to
We
ourselves.
had a couch to ourselves. It was like a date. It was
a date.
lovely.
There was old couples there, and we said
They
us
were
two
all-
with Haribos and that.
Yeah. We had Haribo.
And we had ciders.
We had
It
cider.
was really cute.
It was a good night.
Yeah.
Uh,
More
Thanks
about the
for the
experience that
invite,
one.
guys.
Sorry, it was in London. Sorry,
it was lovely.
it was in London. It was a last minute decision as well because we were going to go to the cinema, and then we just saw the fans do it. And we said, "Let's go in and have a look," and the
we
staff
thought-
just let us in.
Yeah,
Yeah, go have a look at the screen.
they were nice.
It was good. Yeah.
So we saw it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else much to say about it because it wasn't like it didn't change my life.
Yeah.
But
You
was
enjoyed
a,
it.
It was a good. I felt happy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Joy was had.
Wee bit emotional at the end. But of pride?
A bit emotional at the end.
Yeah. Maybe you told me you were getting a wee bit going because of like how
Yeah.
because the relationship between him and his dad had just improved so much. And stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I can't remember the end, but I
That
don't drink
good,
much. The
huh?
cider
Yeah.
sort of. But no,
Tickled you.
it's a good film.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think that's the thing as well. It's like not just about
Analyzing it.
uh-huh.
I'm trying not to do that these days.
Yeah, you're right.
I
You're so right.
try not to do that at all now. I'm just like just watch
enjoy it.
and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
It's like there's a chef. Do you know Anthony Bourdain? Do you know that?
I know the names. Yeah.
Traveled the world and like ate everything and like
Chef,
was
yeah.
the person that everyone went, oh, what does it taste like? And he was like, I've just stopped describing it because it's like I could tell you that, the saltiness of the mussels completely, this is how it's so good. But it's just fucking good. It tastes good.
Yeah.
This burger is good.
Yeah.
The film was good. It made me happy.
That's all you need.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Lilo, your number 9, please.
My number 9, Rocket Man.
Nice.
Yeah. I loved it. I love Elton John. I love Taron Egerton. I liked that it was a musical as opposed to like a jukebox, like, or them just like playing the songs.
Yep.
As like, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously loved it, but I liked that it was like an actual musical. Like other characters were singing the songs, and like the duet when they did Honky Cat, Richard Madden and Taron Egerton.
Richard Madden was great in that
Richard
film.
Madden was great. Also, they said gay rights, sexy gay scene, one of the first in like a Hollywood film. So that was
right.
pretty cool.
Bum.
It was just, bum. Nice.
Cool bum, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nice bum as well. At least it was a good one. But I thought it was really fun. It looked good. I just enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and I fucking love Elton John so
Like
much.
his music.
Oh yes, love Elton John so much. So yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was a good film, and Elton John liked it too. So that's
Did he? Good.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of hand.
Well, he
big
seems
hand on
quite
it.
fussy, if I'm honest. So if he liked it, then that's a good sign.
Yeah, because I mean, they changed things. Like they made the relationship with his mum a little bit harsher than it maybe was in real life. 'Cause him and his mum, like up until I think she's dead now, but I think up
Right.
until
They
her death, they
rekindled.
rekindled and they were quite close. But in the movie, she's a fucking villain.
Okay.
She's
Oh,
not
yeah.
very nice. Says some mean things.
Mm.
But no, it was really, I think Taron Egerton really hit the ball at the park with
He's
the
good,
performance.
yeah.
I think it was really excellent.
I like
And
the scene at the pool
Yeah.
when he walks out all angry and he's got his dressing
and
gown
he
on.
falls back. Yeah,
falls
that's when he
backwards.
tried to kill himself.
I
yeah.
think that's my favourite scene. It was great.
That's when they start singing Rocket Man.
Yeah. And even when he plays the
Oh,
piano,
when he
when
starts
he goes
getting up,
upside down on the
But it's when
piano.
he's walking through. And it's it's just very good.
Favourite Elton John song?
Benny and the Jets.
Mine is I'm Still Standing. I love
Nice.
that bit when he sings that.
Ewan's. I guess that's what they call it, blues.
Yeah. That's
How many, see when you go see these films like The Blinded by the Light for Springsteen, Bohemian Rhapsody,
You hear so
and-
many songs, you're like,
and
oh,
Rocket
that's
Man,
them.
you go and yesterday the Beatles one as well.
Yeah.
How many good tunes they have?
Yeah.
And even Mamma Mia with ABBA, you're
Oh,
like,
aye.
oh yeah, that song's great. I love
Yeah.
when that happens in films because you go, not only are you like appreciating the film,
There's stuff to go.
the
and
stuff that
listen
goes
to
around
afterwards.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because the soundtrack as well is really good. When you listen to the soundtrack, you've got like the full story almost because they've got like some dialogue and stuff. in it.
Yeah.
So it's good. I
See,
love
when
it.
you were talking about in Blinded by the Light, the first time he listens to the music, that's like a ooh.
Yeah.
Born to Run, brilliant.
In Rocket Man, when he's playing his first American gig, and is it
Crocodile
Crocodile Rock?
Yes.
That's one of those ones, and
Oh,
everyone's
you
singing
feel it.
along, and you're like,
Brilliant.
And he starts floating.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
yeah.
Really at the tropic.
Yeah, I should give that one another shot actually.
Yeah, I want to see it again. I've not seen it since I saw it in the cinema.
I remember enjoying it.
Oh,
yeah.
I loved it. I came
really
out
good
and I
film.
was like, woo!
It's not too
I
long
punched the
either.
air.
Punch a fist up the air. I stood and cheered. So did Elton John, but it was floating. Never mind. Cool. Another interesting selection of films for our number 9s. My number 8 is such a wonderful film, and it's so much fun, and it's a type of film that I love more than any other type of film. My number 8 is Knives Out.
Oh, nice. I saw that last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it.
Oh, you would have
love
loved
it.
it.
Really?
It's so beautiful, and not beautiful in the sense that we go, what a beautiful moment. It's beautiful in the sense where it's just everything comes together so nicely.
Oh, yeah.
And I love films that have the same event but from different perspectives. Like a Back to the Future, or like there's a Simpsons episode where like you see the same events of the day through all members of the family of the Simpsons' point of view. Like Bart goes to school and Homer goes to work and all that stuff.
Or Hateful Eight.
Or Hateful Eight is another one, yeah, and a bunch of Pulp Fiction and a bunch of Tarantino films. But the way it was Ryan Johnson as well, who I like, and you get someone like Chris Evans and someone like Daniel Craig, who are these infamous actors that just do these iconic characters. I mean, you think of Daniel Craig, you think of James Bond, you think of Chris Evans as Captain America, but somehow in this film they're able to make you think otherwise, and they're not what they usually do. Bit questionable with Daniel Craig's accent.
Oh my god, no, I loved
At
it.
the start he goes, I'm here to solve a case, so and it's like you try. James Bond, what are you doing?
Joe, he sounds like the chicken lawyer from Futurama.
He does a bit, yeah, like a Southern American. but he still pulls it off. And then Chris Evans playing a bad guy, spoiler,
Oh.
is like is so
Right,
different
okay,
as well.
so that
Yeah, it's so different as well. And there's moments with like all the members of the family that you're not really supposed to know until the end that you see early on. And then when it happens, you go, "Oh my god, yeah, remember that?" It's so clever. And the main girl, Ana de Armas,
Oh, she's
who
very
is
good.
in the new James Bond film with Daniel Craig,
Oh no way.
is amazing. And she deserves any award that she gets for it because she just holds that film. She's like young, she's new. Never seen her before, and she was amazing.
Yeah,
and
no,
she's
very,
stunning.
very good.
Yeah.
So my number 8 is Knives Out, please, and I'd love you still to watch it.
Yeah,
I will
well, I mean,
watch
you've
it.
ruined it.
I'll try and forget
I
everything.
know, I
you just
can't
said.
believe
But
you just
I
spoiled
haven't
it.
ruined it.
You actually did.
Well, I
though.
know who did it now.
But do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
How,
Well,
how does he?
Because you
Because
literally
Chris
just went
Evans
Daniel.
went and got his knives out.
Okay.
It's
I'm not
fine,
gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything.
Anyway,
The only
you-
reason I wanted to
nobody-
watch it is
I
for
ain't
this
saying
podcast,
anything.
But it's done now.
Yeah, you're good
You've
then,
ruined
right?
it.
It's done
Well
now.
done.
Hope you're happy with yourself.
Sorry.
Okay, so my number 8 is Captain Marvel. Oh, Brie Larson's so hot.
Ben Mendelsohn
that's
as
a
well.
Oh
Ben
god.
Mendelsohn.
Yeah, I think
Sam Jackson.
Oh.
I think with what are they called? Scrolls.
Scrolls.
Um,
I love them.
Ben Mendelsohn, one of the best performances a villain has ever given in a Marvel film. Oh, so funny. Not really a villain, spoiler, sorry. But
Done, man.
yeah, it was like very different. I suppose it must be hard now with Marvel. I suppose there's so much source material that they've got that they can change all the stories and stuff. But
Yeah.
to keep making it like new and bringing in
Fresh.
the new characters and still making it fresh, yeah, must be quite hard. But they seem to do it every time.
Totally new story. But
Yep,
it still
totally
makes
new
sense.
story.
So amazing.
And then perfect little setup for
Who she-
before
yeah.
Endgame as well and stuff like that. I was.
Did we not see it a couple times together?
We definitely seen it once
Once.
together.
I thought
I've only seen it twice actually.
I've seen it 6 times now.
6 times in the cinema.
Well, 5 in the cinema, once at home.
Good
I
lord.
watched it recently. But Ben Mendelsohn's character must have
Oh,
the
the-
best lines in
Just-
history.
I mean, physiologically,
That's
Hilarious.
fine. It's just a scratch.
no. Or no, but the best one is when he's in the house and he just goes, you know, you really should be kinder to your neighbours. You never know when you're going to need to borrow some sugar. And it's just him saying it in that accent and
He's
like,
got his juice and he just
Oh,
appears from nowhere.
he's just so fucking funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Excellent. I loved it. I
Yeah.
think it potentially my favourite Marvel film.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. I loved it.
Wow. Cool.
This is a good one.
Maybe I'll spoil it for the end of the list then.
Oh, maybe no.
Aaron,
maybe
what number's that? 8? Add
8.
number 8.
I'm right. Ad Astra for me.
Yeah.
Yep. I was in awe for most of the film. It's just it's beautiful, and I feel like it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
No. Sorry.
Sorry.
Brad Pitt.
Not to spoil
Yes.
Brad Pitt, but it takes you on a journey. Basically, the storyline allows you to go from like the Earth to the Moon to where's it going?
Mars.
And then to
Jupiter, maybe.
It's like the real planets, like as if we could travel to each of them,
Right.
and it's like
As if we're in the future
as if
somehow.
we're in the but like
and you can
not,
take a train there.
right, yeah, but it's
Oh.
not like
Wow.
Star Wars. It's like our world.
Yeah.
It's like really, really well done.
Very
Like,
clever.
I'm not gonna say realistic, but it is realistic, right?
Absolutely.
It puts you there.
If that was a possibility, it's as realistic as you're going to
It
get.
would be much higher up on the list if the end wasn't a bit disappointing. Not to spoil it,
Right, okay.
Okay.
but do you not feel it's just a bit at the end? It's just like
I've
that for
kind
that?
of, yeah, and I kind of felt it moved a bit slow at first until something happened, and then I was like, right.
Right.
And it was also a long film
It,
in space.
was that long film? I can't
It's
even
like 2.5
remember.
hours, I'm sure.
Well, to see there, it's testament to it because I was with it the whole way.
Yeah, okay.
And films, it's hard to do that because every film has a thing where if it has you, it makes you do certain things. Like a Tarantino makes you do certain things.
Yes.
And if you're not in it, and if it's lost you, if it's done something you don't believe, you're just then sort of watching it from afar.
different
But,
point of view.
you're trying to do that now.
Yeah.
I was with it the whole way,
Good.
Nice.
and I thought it was beautiful.
It's one of, and I
And
think
Brad Pitt, He's making a renaissance.
He absolutely is. He may be doing the best work of his career, and also it is probably that film. It's nowhere near my top 10. However, in terms of the way it looks and how it's done, it's so stunning. It could be top 5 in terms of
And
best
sound
looking
design.
film and sound. Yeah, it's going to win an Oscar of some form like that. I
Oh,
think.
I think so.
Yeah, and what's his face? His dad? What's the actor
Tommy
called?
Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
He's great too. Yeah, good choice. Cool. Number 8. We're going to need to hurry this up.
Oh, my number 8 is the favourite.
Oh really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I liked it. I thought it looked really good. Like the costumes and everything was amazing. I loved the music so much. I found myself listening to classical music for about 3 weeks after it, just walking along like. Doo, 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 doo.
Very
Also,
funny film.
Olivia Colman in it is just hilarious. Like absolutely killed me. I thought it was really funny. It was a nice story. Like unexpected. Also, they said gay rights, and it was just great. Fucking loved it.
She
It's not
deserved.
much-
She deserved the Oscar more
Oh
than
my
anybody.
god, yeah. So, did you get it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Best
Where
actress.
did she get it?
I
Best-
forgot.
best
It's been a
actress.
while. No, amazing. Loved it. Move
She's
on.
got a
What's
Golden
next?
Globe there for.
For the Crown.
Crown, yeah.
She's good at playing
She's on the
queens.
up.
Mm.
She is a queen.
She's
Well, I
hilarious.
think
isn't
that's
she?
why she
She's
got
so funny.
the Crown.
Because she
Oh,
did
was
so
that
good.
really?
The favourite. I
Really?
think so.
Well, I was not vice versa. I'm sure the Crown's been out for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they,
she wasn't
the
in it
queen.
until
Oh, I see,
just
right, okay,
this
okay.
season
I wanted to see the favourite.
because it was Claire Foy.
Oh, did you not?
It might have been on mine.
Oh,
I
I think you would
I
have
absolutely
really enjoyed
think
it.
you'd love the
I
favourite.
wanted to see it and just didn't.
Oh,
You like
no,
a
you
period
should.
drama, don't you?
Yeah.
You'd love Nicholas Holt in it.
See period
just know you
stuff.
would.
I don't.
Me neither.
zone out.
I can't connect with a period drama at all.
Skins.
No. Nicholas
Warm
Holt.
Bodies. X-Men.
Beast.
He's Beast in X-Men.
Well, I'll look at it. I want to watch. Is it on anything?
I don't,
I
think
don't know.
so.
Favourite? Don't think.
I don't
so.
think
Not
so.
yet.
Yeah.
Just buy a DVD or something.
I know. It's one of these things. There's been a few of them, like that people have said already. If I've seen it,
I think you definitely would enjoy the favourites.
it would
You
be
would
nice
do
out
good.
as well.
And it's very funny.
Oh, it's
Very favourite.
hilarious. I saw it 2 days in a row
Cool.
because I went to the cinema, saw it with Erin and Emma, but then Erin felt sick, had to leave, so then we went the next day again so Erin could see.
How's
see it.
Emma
Emma
Stone.
Emma Stone's
She's-
RP?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
She's stunning
Yeah.
as well.
Also, what's her name?
Rachel Weisz?
Rachel Weisz, yeah.
She's not good.
Oh,
She's hilarious as well.
She's sexy.
Daniel Craig's wife.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
really?
That's right. Yeah,
Wow.
that is right.
But anyway,
Yeah, good film.
number 7, Christopher.
My number 7 is Captain Marvel.
Ah,
Oh,
what a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said everything that we had to say about it. It's one of those Marvel films that you forget about in a year that the biggest Marvel film of all time came out.
Yeah.
But it's still so good, the fact that you still remember it, and it can get lost in that shuffle. I think Brie Larson's amazing. I became a fan of her for Room,
Yeah.
which came out the year that we all started drama school together.
I remember
And
that.
and we went to see it and we were like, this is one of the greatest films of all time. Obviously it's not, but like at the time we were like, this is an acting film because is it a wee guy?
Yeah.
The wee boy is brilliant, and she's brilliant as well. And she, because of that film, she was always on my radar. To find out she was not only in a Marvel film, she was the lead, and she was a female lead following Wonder Woman from DC. Marvel have Captain Marvel, and she was amazing.
Everything.
She is so next level stunning, next level talented. Always good to see Sam Jackson, and Sam Jackson's playing a younger guy with hair,
Oh, he's hilarious.
and it's hilarious because you see how he got the eye patch because he's attacked by a cat.
Yeah.
So funny. So Captain Marvel's my number 7.
Sweet.
Yeah, Yubo.
My number 7 is, I just watched it the other day, Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
So how can you not love Toy
No, I know.
Story? Do you know what I mean? I thought it was a good end. It was a good ending. I thought.
Yes. Is it the ending though? Because we thought 3 was the ending.
I know.
Well, I suppose. I feel like this is maybe it now. I don't know. Definitely the end for Woody, anyway.
This is a spoiler.
I mean, I've not seen it. I mean, I'm
But
not-
it's no, it was nothing bad happens. It's a kids movie. But
Yeah,
it's,
I feel like it wasn't necessary.
yeah,
I'll say
I
that.
don't know if it was
Like
necessary.
3 ended. They
Perfect
killed
trilogy.
us, but they ended it.
Perfect
It was great.
trilogy.
I remember
Yeah.
3.
But then,
But it's still
then
good, it's still
considering the
fun.
fact there's a perfect trilogy and a perfect ending, they come back with another one and it's still amazing.
Yeah, that's
is a
true.
good
Yeah.
thing, you know.
It was really like it was funny and
Duke Kaboom.
yes.
Oh, yeah, Keanu Reeves.
back in it. I think Pixar are very good at making it funny, but it's like not necessarily just like kids funny. It's like funny like that I would find
Yeah.
like,
That's
that I find
Pixar,
funny.
yeah.
Like references, like pop culture references and stuff, and I go, that's funny. Like, just wee stupid things like that. More Buzz. I would have liked more Buzz.
Yeah.
He wasn't in it so
You
much.
should have had another smoke before we went in.
Yeah, well,
That's
you know.
maybe a joke.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Fell flat.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bella Buzz in this
Quite
film.
sad actually.
It's actually brought the mood down a bit.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It wrapped it up nicely.
Yeah.
Added a couple of new wee characters in. Yeah.
I saw it full DX.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, good
Oh,
experience.
wow.
Good experience. Not as good as Frozen 2 full DX, I must say, because Frozen 2 was the best full DX experience I've ever seen.
Was it cold?
Yes, and you got snowed on. It was great. But Toy Story 4 was good 4DX because when Duke Kaboom is flying from a table to another, you also feel like you're flying from that table, which is a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, good. You got a punch in the back a lot because it's like toys were falling off tables and stuff and like going doom, which is funny. But yeah, I love that film. It's
Yeah.
good. Aaron, what is your number 7, please?
See, I'm doubting my list as I'm going through, but I'm just going to stick with it and not going to change it.
Why are you doubting it?
I'm just thinking about it too much. I'm overthinking.
You're
Yeah,
overthinking.
anytime someone mentions another film, I go,
Oh, for fat.
Green Book
Ah,
is my number
sweet.
7. Now, recency biased. I saw this obviously in January,
January, yeah.
and I freaking loved it. And maybe if I saw it yesterday, it would be my number, I don't know, 1.
Yeah.
But because it was my number 1 for a while. But you see things and things get knocked down. So
Yep.
I don't know. And I can't really remember much about it apart from like there's 2 guys on a journey and one guy's
Music's nice.
conservative and a bit racist and he's changed, right?
He
And
changes
it's a
because
really
he's driving
nice-
around a black man.
Yeah. And the music is great. But I really liked it. I really liked
Me
it.
too.
I had good feelings. I remember saying that was a brilliant film. But it was so long ago that I watched it that
Also, a lot has come out about it now, and you're like, oh.
yeah, and then that sort of taken my thing of it, and then the Oscars happened, and I'm like, oh. But I remember at the time thinking, brilliant.
What's
but it's
come out
been
about
knocked
it now?
down.
I don't
Well,
want to know.
It's complicated.
it's just basically that maybe the story that has been told in the film isn't really like obviously it's a movie, so it's made up. But so the guy that Viggo
guy who
Mortensen
wrote
plays,
it.
his family, I think it's like his son or his grandson or whoever it is.
Wrote it.
He wrote a book about them, and then that's been the source material for the movie. But now the family of the guy that Mahershala Ali
Dr.
played,
Shirley.
they've come out and been like, "This is bullshit. This is not what happened. This is a false representation of what's his name."
Dr. Shirley.
Dr. Shirley. So basically, they're like the 2 families are like, this isn't true, this isn't real. So it's that way where it's like,
Yeah, that sort of
So
clouded it all.
Mahershala Ali's actually issued a statement apologising, saying that had he been aware of the discrepancies from the other family, he probably wouldn't have made the film. So I try not to
Yeah.
think about, I like to try and separate that from because the movie's
Yeah, but
fucking
surely
brilliant.
it doesn't affect the movie though. The
No, the
quality of the
movie-
movie.
the movie's
no,
still
it doesn't.
good.
I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't-
But it's just that when you watch it, you're like, oh well,
Yeah.
that was nice,
It's,
but it's maybe not so.
It's one of my favourite movies of all time.
But I'll tell you now, it was
So
my
there's a
number. It
spoiler.
was my number 10,
Right.
but it got knocked out because you reminded me of another one. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was because of the controversy. I don't want to say that too long. But yes, when I saw it, I was like, that was almost perfect. That movie.
yeah,
But yeah, since time's gone on, and not just the controversy, just thinking about it,
yeah,
it's just petered away. I don't know why.
Me
Maybe
too.
I'll watch
I'm
it
with you
again.
on
when
that.
Gotta
I'm
watch it
bumped
again,
up.
man.
Yeah.
But it's number 7 for me.
Cool. Leanne, number 7, please.
Midsummer.
Holy
Oh,
God,
wish
that's
I'd
a film
seen
we
it.
could talk about.
Oh yeah, Midsummer. I watched it for the first time the other day because I knew
I want to see it.
that I would like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it
I
tonight.
I saw the trailer. I saw Hereditary. I like Florence Pugh. I like Chidi from the Good Place. This is the good bit.
The Good Place.
Um,
You're in the Good Place.
Oh yeah.
Got Will Poulter in it, and I was like, and it looked.
Oh, that's right.
It just looked so cool, and I have to say, like, I just fucking loved it.
Jack Rayner in it.
Don't know who that is.
Irish guy, might not be Irish. In
I
it.
don't know. Honestly, no idea.
The
Carry on.
single strangest, most mental film
Oh.
I have ever seen.
But
Seriously?
it was.
Absolutely.
Oh my god! I felt like I was
But-
on drugs the whole time.
It is amazing.
Is it scary?
No,
No.
I
Is
I
it
feel like
disturbing?
yes,
Disturbing,
like,
absolutely.
yes, unnerving, disturbing, a little bit freaky deaky. But do I want to go? Hell yeah!
Oh,
To Midsummer.
it's
So yeah, I want to go to Sweden and I want to join that commune.
that cult.
Yes, yeah.
I just had the best time watching that film.
Yeah,
Ah,
and it's long as well. It's like 2 hours.
it's,
Over 2
it's
hours.
2.5, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's a story. It's a start to finish story. It's like
But it's just, and the way it's shot, like there's
Oh.
this really cool shot where they're driving along the road and then suddenly the camera flips upside down. So
Oh
then it's
my
like
God.
they're driving in the sky, and then it like flips again, and it's just I was like, how are they doing this?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they take like psychedelics a couple of times in it, and
Oh.
during it, so like the focus will be on her, but then like say like there's all these leaves and shit around her, and all the leaves are like moving and squirming, so it's like you're watching. Honestly, it felt like I was tripping balls for like so much of
I
it.
was howling watching it, not because it was funny.
Crying.
No, laughing.
Oh right.
Because I was like, this is the most mental thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
And there's a moment where this cult, these it's not really a spoiler, but this cult does like sacrifices and that every so often. And there's this scene.
Is it
with these
the
old
people?
these old
Oh
this
well,
old
so what it
couple.
is, it's like once you get to a certain age in the cult, so once you get to 72, that is how they see. It's not even a cult; it's a commune. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be. They see their life cycle has ended, so then they give their body back to
The
earth.
community.
So when you turn 72, you die basically. So it's like it's
Like a ceremony.
it's like a special name for it because they mention it. They're like, oh, this is happening tomorrow. By the way, they say the name, and then all the Americans are like, all right, cool. We'll be there, and then it happens. So it's like basically these old people kill themselves, but it's like that's the end of it, and it's just like one of them falls and dies straight away,
Oh,
but then
crap.
another falls and doesn't die, so then they have to go kill him.
Oh,
So they've got
It's
this
the
massive
most-
mallet, and he's like screaming. So then the whole commune starts screaming with him, like imitating his pain,
Yeah.
and the Americans are like, "What the fuck?"
Like the usually normal people who are not.
have no idea.
I'm sitting in that cinema going, I'm in Glasgow, it's the summertime, I'm wearing shorts in the cinema, and I'm watching this cast of people going, "Hallelujah," and I was like, my God, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's brilliant. It's
mental.
such a good film. Fucking loved it. Anyway, what's your number 6, Chris? Tell me about it.
My number 6 is Fighting with My Family.
Oh, sweet. I thought that would be higher up for you.
Me
Yeah.
too.
It is. We'll get to the top 5. Fighting My Family is totally up there with number 6 because not only is it a great film and stuff, but so many sentimental reasons. Experience wise, I did my first ever Cineworld VIP.
Ooh.
Where I went in, they made me my dinner, they gave me frozen yogurt, cheesecake, unlimited amounts of popcorn, drinks, hot dogs. You sit in these big comfy seats, recliner seats, with a table beside you,
Hey.
massage your back.
What?
an amazing experience
It does-
for Fighting with My Family.
Does it? Massage you?
It did massage me when I was there.
I'm certain it does.
I'm pretty sure it just reclines.
Maybe you're
Maybe I'll find something else.
Maybe someone was kicking you.
Maybe someone was rubbing the back of the chair. But however, good chair anyway.
Yeah, amazing
Beautiful
experience for a good
amazing
film.
experience, and I think I did that because I wanted to hide the fact I was nervous because I didn't want it
It's a
to make
story you
the wrestling business look daft. And as weird as that sounds, because I'm so far into the wrestling business and I know how much it means to a lot of people and stuff, this is it being put out in the public and everyone's going to see this film with already a preconceived opinion of wrestling.
It's like a behind the scenes kind of.
It's a behind the scenes look with still some things that you don't really know about, and it's like what they're going to show, what they're going to do. Anything with The Rock in it, I'm going to see. It was the first time I saw Florence Pugh. I thought she was amazing. Paige has got such a unbelievable story, and the fact they're able to make it into a film that everybody enjoyed, and I loved that response as well. Everybody loved it. It's funny, and it paints wrestling in a good light, and it was really good.
Sweet.
It's one of my favorite ones of the year. Obviously, it's
so
in my
good.
top 10. My number 6.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
nice.
Fight the Family, and as soon as it came out on Blu-ray, I bought it because I had to add it to my wee collection.
Oh, good.
There you go.
Okay. My number 6 is. Now, this might be divisive, but my number 6 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
In my heart, I wanted to put it higher. And as much as I enjoyed it, and I thought the writing was great, the acting was great, everything was great, I just thought nothing happened. Do you know what I mean?
I've not
Yeah.
seen it,
Like,
and I know how
But
you
it's good
feel.
enough to get to your 6.
yes, yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Or is it just your 6 because it's a Tarantino?
No. If I was going by just the Tarantino, it would have been like 3.
Oh, okay.
It was at 5, 4, 1 point, but I just had to do some swatch-rinners. But no, I really enjoyed it. Brad Pitt, amazing. Leo, LDC, what a guy.
my God.
Uh,
God.
Margot Robbie,
And their feet.
oh, Dirty Feet.
Dirty feet. Right in your face, the whole film.
Yeah.
And what's her name? Marjorie? Is it another M?
Margot Robbie.
No.
The one that was
Feet up on the
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
You
God.
seen it?
She was.
No,
quite
I've not
hot.
seen it.
She
No,
was quite hot.
I've actually never seen.
She was
one
quite
Tarantino
hot. Are
film.
you joking?
What?
She was next level.
Have you got a thing for feet?
No.
Okay.
Alright. He's thinking about it.
It wasn't. It didn't feel very Tarantino. Oh, the bit with Bruce Lee. Sorry.
Oh.
That's so funny. So funny. And do you know?
Well, I've
It's
seen
even
stuff-
funnier that there was controversy about
yes.
it from his family because
Of course,
it's like,
of course.
Like, why do you care? It's obviously not an accurate depiction. But then it makes it better that Tarantino came out and like, well, no, I've heard that he was like that. So I thought that was funny. What else was I going to say? It didn't feel very Tarantino-y, you know, like blood-wise, you know, like that.
Yeah, that's what you're into.
That type of thing. It didn't feel like that to the end, and then even at the end, it wasn't like just as violent as you expect a Tarantino
wanted
film
violence.
to be. Though, do you know what I mean? Though, it's
Absolutely.
like you expect it,
I know what you mean.
Absolutely.
and I think it's maybe just it's a different way that he's went. But I did really enjoy it. I like how they kind of changed it at the end, like from real life to his way. It was like his own way.
But it's like, this is what could have happened.
yeah.
Important,
Yeah.
I think, to know a bit of the history. Don't you think? Because I've had so
Absolutely.
many people tell me, "Oh, you liked it," but I just didn't know it was true. And it's like, that's the whole thing.
Well, yeah. So
But I don't think...
the night before, I had also watched a film which might or might not be in my top 10.
Okay.
And it was Hilary Duff.
No, no,
Did
the
you
haunting
watch
of
it?
Sharon. I was with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, the haunting of Sharon Tate, and it was
Yeah,
about
you,
all
and
that
you
stuff.
pissed me
It
off
was
so much
awful,
because you turned it
awful.
off. We
Oh.
had 20 minutes to go and you turned it off. I was like, can we not just finish it? We've come so far.
It was horrendous.
Oh god, it's fucking dreadful, but I
Horrendous.
wanted to finish it.
But it kind of gave you like
Right, okay.
an idea of the story anyway. I kind of knew
I
anyway
didn't
because I'd
even-
read about it, but that helped. And then I watched Once Upon a Haunted.
Once Upon a Hollywood.
Haunted.
Once Upon a Hollywood. I watched that the next night and I was like, oh yeah, see, I know that character, this one.
See, I went in thinking it was just going to be a Tarantino film, and I had no idea it had anything to do with real life, or Sharon Tate, or the Manson family.
Yeah.
Really?
Not at all. And then I watched and I went, is that not what it's supposed to be? And then, but we'll get to it later, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah. Number 6, please, Aaron.
Number 3 maybe?
Aye. Go on, number 6, Aaron.
My number 6 is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
I'll
The
just
Rise
stop
of
you there because it's mine
Skywalker.
too.
Nice. Shaking the hand. Not even a hug or a kiss, I shake the hand.
Shoot.
A fist pump, yeah.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Go on then,
Yeah,
go
Because I
on.
think we'll have different opinions.
Yeah.
But it's both number 6. Yeah,
Good, it's on your list.
I went to see it in an Odeon Lux in Hull. It was a great experience. I had a recliner and I had a Coke and I had a
A
popcorn.
massage on the chair?
I had a bit of a massage, but it might have just been someone kicking it. I had a good time. It's a Star Wars film.
Exactly.
No matter what happens, I'm on the edge of my seat because every single second I know every character. I know it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
If we're going on my top 10 favourite movies that were made, movies like a thing, that would not be in my top 10 because I don't think it's a very good movie. Like,
But
I
it's
think it's
Star
messy,
Wars.
but it's Star Wars, and that is why it's number 6. Because, I mean, it's Star Wars, and you
Because of
know,
the brand.
Yeah.
You want
It's
the
fun.
money.
It's fun.
I'm on the man.
It's funny. It's
It's-
silly. There was a lot of really silly things.
But you know, and you know, this is why I want to watch The Last Jedi again because my new philosophy without
Yeah.
overanalyzing things.
Yep.
Well,
the
no,
new
it's
man.
true. But it's true. But because everything that happened that I went, oh come on, in Last Jedi when it happened I went, what? Ugh, and then I just got angry and angry and angrier. But with this one, I thought everything that happens that I think is bollocks, I'm just gonna go, well yeah, well
You stop farting.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
but everything that happened, I went, oh, it's fine.
It's a movie.
It's Star Wars.
It's silly.
It happened.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I'm with you. I loved it. I went to see it with my friend Hannah, who'd already seen it. So I don't think she meant to, but she kept like looking at me just before things were happening because she was clearly looking
Want to
for
see
like.
your reaction?
But that's like what you did to me when we went to see Rogue One.
Yeah.
Like you were watching me more than the movie.
Yeah.
So Hannah would like sort of like if something maybe sad was gonna happen, she would like cover her mouth and then she'd just slyly look to her to me, and then obviously the thing would happen. I'd be bawling, because there was something. I'm not gonna say what it is because it's really gonna ruin it. But something happens that you think's happened, and I was like, how the fuck have they done that? No, they've not fucking done that.
I know we are.
And like me and Hannah was looking at me, I was distraught. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then things would happen and whatever. But I was like, but so it threw me.
Emotion.
Yeah,
That's
oh
a
god, it was a
roller
roller
coaster.
coaster.
I
See
love
that
the film.
video of Richard E. Grant going, I cried, I fist pumped it. Literally though, that was me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that is true. That's what I was like. So yeah, number 6.
How
Good choice.
different do you think that? Well, I've not seen Rise of Skywalker, but how different do you think that third movie would have been had J.J. Abrams done the whole
Very,
three?
very, very, very different, I think. I think
I don't
I've
think
heard
so
that's
at all.
why. I've heard that's why
think
it's
so.
messy because he was trying to.
Oh, people say
Make
it's
up
messy.
for
It's Star
stuff.
Wars.
It's how, but then how can you say it's messy?
Because
It
they didn't
is
plan.
messy.
They didn't plan the original trilogy. It's messy. Fucking Leia's winching her brother. Like,
But Empire
come on
Strikes
now.
Back is messy. But
All
no
of
one
it's a
mentions
mess.
that.
None of it makes
it's
sense.
messy in a different way. Messy in a
But
different
how
way.
is this? How is this one any more messy than the first film?
Because it doesn't. There's not many great scenes where it gives it time to breathe. I think there was, and that's fine.
Right, okay.
I think there was so much to wrap up. I mean, fucking 8 films worth of stuff to wrap up.
Yeah.
And I think props to JJ.
But do you not think
Abrams
they've
for doing
done
I
it?
think they did it.
They've
yeah.
done
I
an
think they did
excellent
it.
job.
I think they did it, and they couldn't do anything else.
Absolutely.
I
think so.
I
But-
enjoyed it thoroughly.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
It's Star Wars. I went in. I knew. I went without seeing any trailer, anything. So I knew. It's for both of us.
Okay,
it's
cool.
fine. So I knew nothing,
It's
and
Star
then
Wars.
Absolutely.
and then it happened, and I was like, oh whoa. And Hannah's looking at me like, how did you not know? I'm like, I didn't see the trailer. I have no idea. So everything
cried.
was exciting.
I mean, I cried.
Oh
Because
my
it's
god,
Star
I was
Wars.
bawling.
And Star Wars is
Star Wars.
It's fucking.
I don't know how
Brilliant.
many
It is.
times we're gonna say it's Star Wars, but let me tell
Star
you guys,
Wars, it was Star
it's Star
Wars.
Wars.
We may end up talking about it later.
Probably won't.
I'm over it now.
Okay.
Say what I
so-
always say.
yeah, that's
6.
actually number 6.
Yes.
Time for the top 5. And we kind of talked about this earlier on, how any of these films could make my number 1. I'm gonna. I'll wait for the next one. But this is this top 5 is the strongest top 5 of any year I've ever been alive, and that's a fact because all 5 of these films are 5 stars. They're 10 out of 10s. They are perfect for me.
Ooh, what we?
My number 5 is Joker.
Wow.
Mm.
My number 5 is Joker. It is so weird how you can get a character that is so iconic that isn't even the main character of a film, like a Batman. Then it's taken completely out of context and given its own film, its own story with an actor that is so good and is transformed so much to a dangerous level that it's able to pull off this film. It is everything. I'm telling it, Richard E. Grant. It's everything you could possibly want for the Joker film, for the character of the Joker. He nails both the parts that you kind of feel sorry for the Joker in the other films. You feel the exact same way here, plus more. You also see how unstable he is, and you actually hate him at times. But you also go, aye, but look, he's a wee damaged soul, and oh my god. Robert De Niro pops up in the Joker film. What the hell?
Pops back.
And then he pops back. I was buzzing after this film. It is one of the best films I think I've ever seen in terms of how well it's made, how well it looks, how well it's acted. And I came home and a few people who watched it, without me and stuff like that, didn't love it. And it kind of took the buzz away from it for me. And I've not watched it again since. And I know when I watch it again, I'm going to feel that it could maybe even be higher up on this list. But in terms of all time, you know what I mean? It's so well done, and I'm so happy that we were able to experience that in a cinema, in that environment, with that actor. Brilliant. It's brilliant. There's Joker.
enough.
That's my number 5.
Nice. Maybe come back to it.
Maybe come back to it.
Okay.
You give me your number 5, please.
My number 5, where's she gone? Oh, okay. My number 5 was Dolomite is my name.
Uh-huh.
What?
Dolomite is my name.
Eddie
no,
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see it.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah?
Oh, so good. And it's like Eddie Murphy, like, so this film is nothing like any of his kind of other stuff. Well, I mean, it's got hints
Norbit.
of it.
Like Norbit.
Like
Like
Norbit.
Norbit, one of his most famous
yeah,
films.
It's not like that. The one where he plays the big fat woman, you
He's
know.
so good in that.
Yep. So even though I love those films
Yeah.
as well, it's like an actual just comedy film. It's like The Disaster Artist,
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
but everyone's black. Basically, that's the only way I
Right,
can
okay.
describe it. And it's so funny.
Good.
like,
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's just and it's really like kind of heartwarming as well. Like this guy, he just had such a drive for doing something. He's like, I'm not good at anything else, so I have to do this. And no one would give him a chance to do it, so he just went out and did it all himself, and ended up making lots of money from it. But yeah,
Nice.
Eddie Murphy's really good in it, and there's a couple other good actors in it. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 5.
Cool. Aaron.
My number 5 is the one I don't think anyone else will have.
Oh yeah.
Is At Eternity's Gate.
I missed it.
Ooh.
Willem Dafoe playing Vincent Van.
Oh.
Oh.
Interesting.
I didn't. It's a weird film. It's like it's a French film. It's like-
oui, oui.
But it's in French and English and American accents. But that's fine. It's always interesting to think about Vincent Van Gogh, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That sounds like a boring, but it is like
No, I
this
like-
guy who's like
yeah.
a genius, but like everyone like kind of like what you were saying about the Eddie Murphy film.
Yep.
Like he thought he was going so mad because he was so convinced that what he was doing was right, but everyone around him was like, "What are you doing, you idiot? This is bullshit. You're crap." And it's so William Dafoe. Oh my gosh,
He's a great actor.
He
So
is-
underrated.
He is so underrated. If you see this film, he's incredible. Oh, such an emotional performance and
Okay.
really inspiring to think about. Just never, if you believe in yourself, because this guy, I mean, he didn't live a very happy life, but
It's like that episode of Doctor Who. I like to think that
oh,
really happened.
when you just have to sort of
Yeah.
convince yourself that did happen.
Yeah.
Because bless him, my gosh, At Eternity's Gate, a beautiful French, very artistic. Sometimes, I was watching it going, is this terrible, or is this the best film I've
I've
seen
ever
all
seen.
year?
Yeah.
And I think it was the 5th best film I've seen all year.
You couldn't hear it very well though, or he couldn't hear very well. Still look at the one ear.
But spoiler, come
Sorry.
on.
Christopher, come on, man.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. I wanted to see it. I just missed it.
See it.
I'll check it out. Cool. Leanne, it's time for your number 5.
My number 5. I'm just gonna say it right now. Captain Marvel. We don't need to talk about it again because we've all spoken about how good it was and how amazing it is, and that's
Yeah,
me.
but you saw it 5 times in the cinema. This must be a sentimental one for you.
I know. I don't know why I saw it so many times. I think it was just I saw it with Claudia. I saw it with Ewan, and I think I saw it with Erin. I think I went twice on my own.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Oh no, I loved it. I used to go to the cinema all the time on my own. Like when I lived in Glasgow earlier
Yeah.
this year, I used to go all the time.
Shazam.
Oh yeah, we saw that a couple of times.
Yeah, sorry, that's something
It's alright.
that reminds me.
That's
Um,
not your number
this year.
4, is it?
I was
No.
watching it this morning actually.
Oh right, it's
Yeah, it's
on
on Sky.
Sky.
But yeah, anyway, I just really enjoyed Captain Marvel. I thought it was really cool seeing a lady up there. She was the main one. Samuel Jackson
Yeah.
was really funny. Ben Mendelsohn is everything. It's just a very good film. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nice to
Excellent.
have Agent Coulson back as well.
Oh yeah, as a young
for a wee
lad.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For even just a wee bit, yeah. He's good too.
That's him just starting out in
Memories.
Shield.
I know.
Mm.
I know.
Look at him.
See, I love that. It's a different perspective.
Yeah.
It would have been, yeah, okay. Great film.
We'll get. We'll get.
Sweet.
Great
Love it.
film. Yes, my number 4 is my number 4 is Green Book,
Oh.
one of my favourite movies of all time.
I thought it was going to be number 1.
And you know,
I thought that too.
Green Book, you know the way you said, you know, if you'd watched that when don't, because you might get that right. But if you watched it when it first came out and you just loved it at the time, and then if you'd rewatched it, it might have been higher up in your list.
It might have been.
It was number 4 on my list all year. And, well, until all the other films came out, obviously. It was higher up. It was in that top 5 anyway all year.
Yeah.
Then I rewatched it last night, before
I
tonight,
saw you did that. It came up on Letterboxd.
on Letterboxd, and I went, yeah. But it stayed at number 4. It is, you know the way I talk about Rush Hour? I love Rush Hour, that film, because of the relationship between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
How it's two people who just shouldn't bond and just shouldn't get along, but for some reason...
So simple.
It's so simple,
Yeah,
and it's so beautiful to watch it just and watch them become great pals. That's this film between these two total opposites, to the point where it starts off as Viggo Mortensen is like any other New Yorker in the 60s. You know, he's a guy going out hustling and fighting and gambling for money, racist, homophobic, and all this stuff. But then by the end, he supports what's his Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala
Mahershala Ali.
Ali.
Because he's the greatest piano player he's ever seen.
Yeah.
No matter that he's black or that he's, you know what I mean, or he's a homosexual or whatever. It's so beautiful. And then by the end, I don't want to spoil anything too much. However, by the end, they become so close. It ends at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, this film could have been further up my list, but the fact it ends as a Christmas film, and nothing beats Christmas. It's not about Christmas in films that just makes it even more special and sentimental.
Maybe it's a Christmas film now.
It ends as a Christmas film, and they go home for the holidays, and you know, Viggo Mortensen loves Mahershala Ali's character so much he wants him to meet his family, which didn't happen in the 60s in the Bronx, you know. Just a beautiful film, and the music's great, writing's great.
There's a really lovely version of Happy Talking from The King and I. It's from The King and I.
I don't know.
It's one of the songs that he plays on the piano, and it's
Right.
one I used to sing in my drama group when I was a wee girl. And see, when I heard that played on the big screen, I was like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
this! So it was really nice.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Green Book's my number 4.
Strong.
My number 4 is The Irishman.
Oh.
Very high.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it in 2 parts?
I saw it in 2 parts. I think if I had, I don't know, because I still haven't watched it again. I meant to go and watch it again before this, to do it all in one. And I think doing it all in one probably would be too much. But I don't know if, because I've watched it in 2 parts now, doing it all in one would be okay. But I enjoyed it. I thought the performances were good. I thought the fucking de-aging thing was really good.
Absolutely.
You don't even really notice it either. I was watching, I was like, I watched not a documentary on it, it was like a wee clip on YouTube, and they were talking about the de-aging thing and how they actually had so many different like stages, and you don't even really, it kind of only looks like 3-4 stages, but there's actually a lot more little changes in between those bits as well.
It was detailed, like
So,
timeline.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually, it's hard because it swaps, things
Goes
back and forth, which I liked as well. I like things when they aren't chronological, but they still make sense. And
Yeah,
then at the
totally.
end, it all comes all wrapped up in a nice wee bow. Yeah, looked great. I like Scorsese's kind of. That's like his thing that he's made like. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No,
that's
like his style.
that
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
known for that
Yeah.
style. Like, who was it when you were? Did you say The Irishman?
Yeah, number 9.
That was your number 9, and you were talking about how you don't really like gangster films. Like
Yeah.
Godfather, I've never seen it.
Yeah, me
like
neither.
things like that, it doesn't really bother interest me. But this one, I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it was on Netflix.
And it
as
came out in our
well, it was
generation.
fine, yeah. Yeah, I loved it.
good,
It's
good.
funny as well.
It's really
like,
funny.
Yeah.
It's a good film for actors to watch, I think.
Yeah.
Different styles, but still
Great
within the
scenes.
same
Good
concept.
scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
Scenes.
Oh,
So it's Green Book,
Stephen Graham, the English
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, he's great in that film.
Amazing.
You
It
see him
was
on
10
Graham
minutes
Norton?
late.
You see him on Graham Norton?
Yeah.
He was hilarious in Graham Norton.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like
yeah.
freaking out over Anthony Joshua.
Uh-huh.
We love a Pudlian.
And he's talking about the scene that he has with Al Pacino. Or,
Al Pacino.
yeah, Al Pacino.
So Al Pacino in this
Yep.
film.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's a bit daft, isn't he?
He's just mental.
Yeah.
But it works though.
Oh,
You see him though, and he's not like that really.
No.
It's like strange that
Really,
he
really weird.
always has a kind of.
I like the scene in the bowling alley where Joe Pesci's trying to entertain his De Niro's kid,
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
and she's like, there's no anything to do with it because
Yeah.
she knows what he's up to.
Joe Pesci.
great.
I think that's one of probably the best performances. He's so like.
Do you know that Joe
Calm
Pesci is the one
and-
who discovered Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons?
Really?
Well, not discovered them, but he helped them find the lyricist.
Wow.
Oh.
Interesting.
Fun fact for
It's
you.
just Harry for Home Alone, isn't he?
Yeah.
That performance though, is like, he's so calm, but really scary.
And
like,
yeah,
He
intimidating.
doesn't say much. He just kind of
Apparently he's like that in real life too.
is he.
Yeah. A respect thing.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, okay, cool. Let's move on to Aaron's number 4.
Number 4. Little Woman.
Oh, I've not seen it
Wow.
I
yet.
saw it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Brilliant. I was looking forward to it because I loved Lady Bird so much.
Absolutely.
And I've never
Absolutely.
seen Little Women in any other shape or form because I know it's been done. So it's a great story.
I'm not seeing it.
No one else seen it?
No.
No.
Saoirse Ronan.
It's not out and open yet.
If
Oh.
you would,
No.
if you were to ask me who's your favourite actress, I'd say Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, she's definitely up there.
Laura Dern in this film actually as well is
Yeah.
just like sensational, and it's got all the
And little Timothy Chalamet ding dong.
Timothy Chalamet and Florence Pugh.
She's just in everything now.
She is. She's actually just appeared in every film.
But Emma Watson
Oh,
makes a bit of
yeah.
a comeback.
Is
Right.
she good in it?
She's really good in it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Everyone is really good in it. It's just a really good, and I think what it's become, I think, is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I think this will be a one that you watch at Christmas time.
It came
Right.
out on Boxing Day.
I think it's become a Christmas classic.
Okay.
I really want to see it.
I'll watch it again next year, Christmas time.
Right,
You
okay.
should watch it next year.
I will.
Greta Gerwig, she's making a name for
She's
herself.
making it.
She did Ladybird, didn't she?
I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure why. It's been a bit snubbed, isn't it?
Has
Little
it?
Wonder Woman. It's not been.
I've not really
nominated
seen
for
much about it.
I've
just seen
Saoirse
peop-
Ronan's like got best actress or
Because she
supporting
is
should
the
get a
best
nomination.
actress.
Yeah.
She got one for Golden Globes. I
Just
think.
in general.
In general, she is.
But yeah, it's also beautiful. It's
That's
just
good to
like
know.
Stunningly
It
shot.
looks really nice.
Oh, it made me happy.
Good. I think it'll make me happy when
It
I
will,
finally
it
get
will,
to see
it
it.
will.
Yeah, good. Good stuff. I need to check that out. I'm happy you said that because I was kind of like, I don't know if I fancy it, but now I'll check
it's
it.
seriously good.
Cool. Leanne, time for your number 4.
Oh, my number 4, I have a feeling will be coming up soon as well, and that's Endgame. Yeah.
Can't believe you're the first to mention it.
I know.
It's great.
Well, I mean, number 4, I think it was just it was a perfect end to the Marvel shite, as Aaron calls it.
How come Marvel gets such good endings and Star Wars is messy? No,
Oh,
I'm joking,
try.
I'm joking.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm joking.
No, I just thought it was brilliant. So midnight screening,
Nice.
doesn't feel like it's 3 hours long. Because they got everything that was in it. It was necessary. It needed to be there. So it was. There was no way it could be any shorter than 3 hours. I don't think.
Absolutely.
It was just brilliant. It was just great. Honestly, loved it. Brilliant. I think I saw it a couple times as well.
Yeah.
And for it to be a 3-hour film, to go and see it multiple times.
That's
Yeah. It was just, it's fucking brilliant. Every character does justice to the past 10 years of film from him. I think it was just the perfect ending to it all, to be honest. And that's all I got to say on the matter.
Brilliant.
So I've got to say right now as well.
all I've got to say on the matter.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
Sweet.
May come up later.
Maybe.
It actually might come up later, yeah.
Number 3. It's the time for our number 3s.
It is,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're in the end game
We're
now.
in the end game. This only happens once a year
Yeah,
that we
that's-
get to number 3. Which is why this number 3 for me is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
I guessed it right.
You did get it right.
Guessed it right.
Number 3. Everything Aaron said is true.
I didn't say anything.
Just this incredible
Ewan said it.
Me.
everything you said
Aaron's
is
not
true.
said it yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Blinded by the Light thing as well. We had such a good performance, had such a good experience with the
time.
film. Because I took a wee trip down to London to visit Aaron back in the summertime, posted some
Yeah,
vlogs,
we know.
posted some
Heard
reactions,
about it, right?
posted a podcast we did about that film, actually. And when I was down there, I was like, my God, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's coming out, let's go see it. We made a day of it, we went into town, went to London town, did shopping and stuff, I did touristy stuff. They ended up in the cinema. And it was just...
I swear to God,
Brilliant.
if it's your number 3 as well,
It's not. I don't think it is.
I know
I
exactly
think
what
it's
it's.
higher
I know
for-
it's
is
sitting
it
for
high-
Aaron.
is it his number 1?
It's higher.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know
If it's
on
your
there.
number
I may have
3,
changed it last minute.
You may have
I
changed it
forgot to
last.
if it's your number 3, I'll be very, very angry and upset and hurt because it'll be a missed opportunity. Because if I had went with the both of yous, maybe it would have been number 3.
mention. Like Hateful Eight was that year.
Late.
Yeah.
Oh, and
was that
Hateful-
not all our number
first-
one?
Was it all one?
Your
Yeah.
first year, you all had Hateful Eight, and I was there with
Edge of
Edge of
17.
17.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. It's all personal. It's all personal.
Was it the second year as well? Was it not all the same as well for you?
Second year was 17,
Was it-
and
was it not Rogue One?
My
Something?
17 was Last Jedi was number 1. So what is your number 1?
So,
It
No.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about 17.
Anyway,
This
sorry.
is 2019.
Carry
sorry,
on.
sorry.
So sorry.
What Adam was saying, no, what Ewan was saying, nothing really happens. Is the absolute beauty of this film. Because you're sitting expecting so much, and you're expecting Tarantino, and you're like, right, oh man, Brad Pitt's going into this room, and this old guy's going to be dead, and oh shit's going to kick off. And he goes in, and the guy's all right. He was just sleeping. Oh, okay. Brad Pitt goes back in the car. Something else happens. Oh, they're all going to die here. Brad Pitt just drives away. You're like, right. Then we get to the last act of the film,
Wait. Have you seen it?
No,
I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin
No,
it.
it's fine.
We get to the last act of the film, and you're thinking, what is happening here?
What's going to happen?
What is the story? And then it clicks. I didn't know it was anything about, Charles Manson or anything. And then it clicks. And unless you don't know, but I kind of knew the basis of the Manson story. But Tarantino just goes, no, it's my story. It's my film. I've got DiCaprio. I've got Brad Pitt. I'm going to do what I want. And he changes it to be a Tarantino film. And everything you expect happens in the last part of the film. And all these things you were confused by and didn't get all adds up. And all comes together, and you just go, it's absolutely brilliant. Not only is it, I was barely laughing at the end because I was like, how has he done this? How has he done this? And then I watched it the other night. I got it on Blu-ray from a Christmas. I watched it the other night in preparation for this, and I was like, this is as close to a perfect film as you're ever going to get. Acting-wise, story-wise, twist-wise, violence-wise. It's brilliant. You said on the podcast back in the summertime, DiCaprio was able to access every single human emotion possible.
It seems like it, yeah.
And he does in this film. And then Brad Pitt's just there being equally as good. And then Margot Robbie's great as a real life character in Sharon Tate. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And you get people's feet in that.
What you were saying
Sorry, I rambled.
about the old guy sleeping, and then you said something earlier. Warren Dern's dad.
Is it
Old man
really?
that's sleeping.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, Bruce Dern.
Bruce
Dern.
Dern. So it is. God.
Wow.
And what's his name? Austin Butler plays Tex. He's great.
That's a big year for the Derns.
This is a big year for the Derns. His marriage story.
Doesn't look like Austin Butler.
Doesn't, but he's still handsome.
Yeah.
Is he not playing Elvis in the upcoming biopic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good to go with Vanessa Hutchins, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you've not seen it, it's an absolute must-see for anyone.
Cool.
There you go. Sorry I went too long.
So my number 3 is Rocket Man.
Wait a minute. Let me just stop you there because it's mine number 3 too.
Woo! Loved it. It was like kind of one of those ones where it's a nice cinema experience. Went to the Grosvenor,
Nice.
had
Did
a
you?
couple of wee drinks. Yeah, went out afterwards. It was like a nice start to the night. We had some nice food. Yeah, it was. Not that it wasn't a good film. It was an amazing film, but one of those ones where the experience makes it for you as well.
I think it's
Taron Egerton.
that's how you do a biopic. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
how
that's
you
the
do a
way
bio-
to do it.
You don't take it too seriously, but
You
in
make it a
turn-
fun musical.
In turn, what you got was really emotional moments because you were aware that
Uh-huh.
it was Elton John and he was making it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really felt like he made it.
It was coming from him.
Yeah.
The way it was done, like how it was all done in a session, and was it Alcohol Anonymous session?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Something like
that's
that.
really
like
good.
that was a really nice
It was
bit
a
of
proper,
storytelling.
It was a proper film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, not that I didn't love Bohemian Rhapsody, but
It was like a-
they're
It was
they're
just
quite on par for me. Like I love them
Yeah.
both the same because they're the same kind of film,
Yeah.
but they're both really different. But Rocket Man, it just kind of flowed, and the songs they came out of nowhere, but they didn't come out of
But they
nowhere.
It's a
fit.
good
It fit.
musical.
it was a flowing.
It's a
yeah.
good musical.
Yeah.
And he's got so many songs, they were able to pick the exact right ones for the film, and they got them all in there.
And the way it ends as well. Ends going straight into a recreation of the music video. Perfect.
That was
Oh.
just great,
Great.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, very good.
Really need to give it a shot.
I
Yeah.
dream about the song Rocket Man. Before all this, I have dreams, and the soundtrack is the song Rocket Man. I don't know why.
That's nice.
Wow.
So I
like that.
thought, I was like, yeah,
Must
Number
have
3.
done something.
must have done something.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Sweet.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Golden Globe.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
You're right.
I agree with everything Ewan said.
Sweet.
It's my number 3.
Cool.
Nice.
Got a
Leanne?
good voice. He's got a good
My
voice.
Does
number
have a good voice, very good
3. What is my number
voice.
3?
With Taron.
Taron.
Yeah.
Be Taron.
We Taron.
My number 3 is Us.
Oh,
didn't see it.
Really?
Did you not see it?
That's really high up.
Oh,
That's high, yeah. Very
I
high. Didn't get
fucking
into my
loved
top
it.
10.
I mean,
Did you
neither.
not? No, loved it. I loved it so much.
Good film.
So good. It was, I mean, like you can say it was scary. Like it had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, what's going to happen next? Jump scares got me. The music, the way the music was done, amazing. It was just so good. Fuck, what's her name?
Lupita.
Oh,
Nyong'o.
Lupita. Her performance was just incredible.
Yeah.
The two, her playing her, and then her husband, the big guy, he was very funny, and that
Yeah.
version of Five on It, the remix that they do, and they have it with the scary music. I love that. I listen to that all the time. So good. I thought it looked cool. I just think Jordan Peele's a really good filmmaker.
Very unique.
Oh yeah. He's just so clever as well. Like, there's so many things, like, I've watched so many videos of it, and it's like, did you notice this? Did you notice that? And there's so many things that he's, like, put into it, and it is not obvious at all. Like, it is really, like, the most minute details in the background, and he's put that in, and it links to, it's such a good film. And it wasn't what I thought. Like, there's a lot of parts of it you can be like, well, that's stupid, that makes no sense, how does that make sense? But I just enjoyed the film, if you don't think too hard about it.
It is. Yeah, it's a strange film.
Very odd, but
You know, I don't like being scared or anything like that. I'm not a big horror fan.
I love scary films.
However, there is scenes in movies and that sort of thing where being scared is a good thing. The scary or creepiest moment that I enjoyed in the cinema all year is in that film where they first see the other family and they're all standing outside, and that music is like, and they walk fast out of nowhere, and you're like, what's, and they're hiding, they're locking the doors and stuff. Sorry, the only other like scene in the whole year that it rivals that for me. Did you see It Chapter 2?
Oh, I love it, Chapter 2.
When the old lady
she's
comes and
scuttling
she goes,
in the back.
do.
Yeah.
Those two scenes are like the creepy scenes I've seen all year that I really enjoyed.
Do you know what?
I was pissing myself at that scene in It too.
Absolutely crazy.
Sorry.
I forgot what was I saying? No, the best scene in the whole film for me is the Beach Boys bit. Do you remember that bit? It's when it's the white in Us, when it's the family, it's the friends, and then it's like all their tethered things suddenly start appearing, and it's while the Beach Boys are playing.
Oh yeah.
And it is just so good. See the guy who plays
that scene's
the well, I can't remember what his name is, but that guy, the white friend, but the white dad, he's so funny. His tethered person is just hilarious, like the way he's just like flailing about, and it's just, oh my god, I just love
go
that.
to the house and stuff.
Yeah,
that's such an underrated scene.
Oh, so good, like brilliant. I loved it. So clearly, obviously, it's my number 3, but yeah, loved it a lot. Us.
Cool.
Yeah, good film.
Yeah.
Right, Christopher John Moffat, number 2.
Here goes.
If you say this, I know it's going to be number 1.
I know. So everybody. My number 2 is Star Wars.
Yeah, I was right.
It pains me to admit that there was a better film this year than Star Wars, but there was. Which we'll get to in a second. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is my number 2, and for a while it was my number 1. For a while it was my number 3. It changed a lot over the past month, but I couldn't place it. I couldn't decide. Sentimental to me, this is it for me, because I've just had Star Wars is my favourite genre ever, and it's my favourite series ever, and that sort of thing. So I was going to love it regardless. I love these characters because they're my characters, right? It's the same reason Force Awakens is my favourite movie ever, because these are my characters and my relationships and stuff like that, right? So you see Rey, Finn, Poe, Adam Driver, Kylo Ren. I'm getting Kylo Ren was reading. Kylo Ren and all these people, and even like people like who maybe no longer with us, like Carrie Fisher and Han Solo and all that stuff. Like, it all comes together. You still get Chewbacca, and you still have Luke Skywalker, and you still have these things from the past all in there. And somehow J.J. Abrams and the whole team were able to have a ending, a climax, a big moment for every single one of these characters within this film. And all the stories just come to a full circle, and it's like, how do you do that? All these, and then things that have changed through being, in the Last Jedi. These risks that were taken that might have worked, or may not have worked. For some reason, it's all come together here. You know what I mean? And I love the fights. I love the dialogue. The comedy lands me, and there's something about the music of Star Wars. And the moment you were talking about earlier, where you thought something had happened, and a character seems to be in danger, and Rey is not the character's in danger. Rey lets out this scream.
Scream, yeah.
Screams the character's name.
That is a huge.
And it is the most goosebumps I have ever gotten in a cinema.
Goosebumps just thinking about it.
Where it's one of these moments where it's like you feel the goosebumps and your feet up to your head and stuff. You're like, oh my god, because you can't believe it's happened. And it's not just the fact it's happened; it's the way Rey the despair in her voice.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting fucking so like into this now talking about it. It's just, I don't know. It's just I mean, obviously it's not perfect. There's lots of things that went wrong. There's lots of things that could have been done better. But in terms of rounding off a story, when it's like an impossible task,
I know.
it's done so well.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and I'm not going to spoil it, but the last scene in this film, there is something special about the last scene.
Yeah.
Where Ray is there and like music's playing and stuff. I did a whole half an hour review about it on YouTube, but I spoiled everything. So if you want to hear more about it, go on YouTube and watch it. But it's just that last scene. It's just, there's something about it. It's like, how can this be so magical? It's the best. But not quite my number one.
And not to say, don't say it, but do you like who she is?
Yeah. Because why not? You know what I mean?
But it makes sense.
But it makes sense, and also people are saying, what the hell is that supposed to mean? How is that possible? But then, like,
it's a
Star
movie.
Wars...
Let's just say it is possible.
It is
'cause it could
possible.
happen.
But then the fact that she kind of goes back on it at the end in that last scene and she says something else and you're like, absolutely.
That's
you know
who
what I mean?
you are.
That's how you are, and it's come full circle. Yes, I so wish you'd seen it.
Oh no, I kind of want to see it
What are you doing
now.
tomorrow?
You did one tomorrow because I'll come here. I saw it full DX as well. Never
Oh,
again.
did you?
Never again. It's too much.
No, Star Wars.
Oh, you're flying about and you're chucked about mad. But yeah, I'm sorry I spoke for 3.5 minutes. But it's it's you can't beat Star Wars. You can't beat it. I'll be remembering that for the rest of my life. And I saw Midnight too, so it made it a bit more special.
Sweet.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
it's your number two.
You're in number 2.
Okay, my number two. Even till now I've been kind of swithering
Yep.
between these two, my number two and my number one. But I'm going for it. Okay, so my number two is Joker.
Nice.
Let me just. I think. Yeah. Let me shake your hand. It's my number two. Too.
Oh, congratulations!
My number two too.
Yeah. I've
It's
seen
not
it.
mine.
I've seen it 3 times.
3 times.
3 times in the
You
cinema
saw it.
in
You saw
the
it 2.
week.
Yeah, you saw it 2 days in a row because you went with me.
Yeah.
And then the next day went with
I
you.
don't know if I
not-
could see it again.
Not intentionally. I had just agreed
Right. Okay.
to see it with different people,
Logistics.
and then just the way it happened. But ended up seeing it 3 times in a week, and I don't know if that.
Clearly left something with you.
I don't know if that's why I love it so much, but I don't think so, because after the first time I'd seen it, I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. It's like just such a good grounded look at
Absolutely.
that character, I think. It's kind of reminiscent of what Christopher Nolan did, in a way, with the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, he grounded it, and like he made it more sort
Real.
of real and believable. And then Todd Phillips, even more so, took it another step further, I think. The look of it is just amazing, and Joaquin Phoenix, what can you say? It's just
Amazing.
you
yeah.
can't really describe it. You have to just watch it,
Yeah.
or watch him
It's just
in it.
experience that.
It's the modern day. It's the new, Hamlet.
And, like,
The Joker.
'cause
Do you know what I mean?
'cause
It
I mean,
is.
it is like
Absolutely.
You want to see who plays him, and you want to see the.
it is actually
the
quite
representation.
slow, like, but it's not slow in a bad way. It's like it's all building towards this like final
moment.
moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
And you're still second guessing it though.
you don't know what's happening.
don't know what's gonna happen.
or did that happen?
Yeah.
or-
I think you know how every theatre piece and every film that anyone ever makes these days, when they're doing like junkets for it, they say, I think it's important because this film sort of like it really sort of it's relevant right now, and that everyone says that about every film. So it's really relevant right now, and it's kind of bullshit. But I think the only film where I've really understood, it's like if you watch this film, it's terrifying because it's like that could be now.
How can the Joker be
Yeah.
real, but it is real?
And takes you on the journey, it puts you in the shoes of the Joker, and the scariest thing is you kind of go, well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
A little bit. Well, I did anyway. You could sort of go,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you kind of would.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad for him.
That's the scary
They're
bit.
all so horrible to him. And it's like, well,
Well, you fucking would.
wouldn't you?
That's the thing. That's the question,
Yeah.
right? That's the film.
I mean, wouldn't you be horrible to him?
But it's not. At the same time, though, it's not like that's what it's promoting.
No.
Because they got so much shit for that.
Oh, it drove me nuts.
But I mean, what is a film like? If a film can't be anything it wants to be,
The Irishman was more violent
you
than,
know what I mean? Yeah.
than it. Do you know what I mean? So,
Absolutely. It's hardly any violence in it. The Joker.
there's like
I'm
3
gonna say-
separate moments.
I was so bored watching it.
Well,
Joker.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weren't on
But
board.
I enjoyed it. I saw it with you. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it that it is such a brilliant movie. All of it's great, but I was just so bored because I was going in maybe expecting a more not superhero-y movie, but I was expecting more like violence and action. And see when it got going, like you're saying, like the build up. Once it got to that point, I was like, I am in this. This is amazing. I love this. This is so great. But it just, for me, took so long to get there that I was just so bored for like the first hour of the film.
Wow.
Like, see when he first shoots those 2 guys on the train, I was like, oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
this is it. This is
starting.
starting. And then nothing happens for ages.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
That,
so I think I was just looking for more violence. I was like, come on, kill more
Few
people.
more people.
Yeah.
That scene when he's on the talk show with De Niro.
It's amazing.
I thought I was going to be sick watching
It's
that scene.
so
It's so
tense.
incredible.
It really
You're
grabs
like,
you.
it's the
but
best.
I felt it just took too long for me to get to that point. So I was like,
Okay, fair.
I enjoy it. I think it deserves most of the hype it got, I think.
Yeah. There's a great chance he's going to win Best Actor for that, I think.
Yeah.
we've
And
got the
I think he
Golden
deserves
Globe
it. He did
already.
really, like,
Yeah.
he was amazing. Like,
As he should.
The last scene for me, when he's standing on top of the car and his mouth's all covered in blood and he just goes and he like puts the
The
blood
smell-
like up on his,
Yeah.
his face and he's just standing like, it's like, ooh,
Because you feel
kind of like a. It's almost in a way you're like rooting
You're doing
for
that,
him. You're
yeah.
like, whoa, you like he's made it.
Yeah.
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 Joker.
My number 2.
sweet.
Cool. Leanne, number 2.
My number 2, I have a feel. I mean, I know none of you have got this on your list, and I
Age of
don't know if
17.
you've even seen it. It's a Steve Carell movie, and it's Welcome to Marwen.
Oh.
And it was slated. It's got like 30% on Rotten
Was it
Tomatoes.
really?
Yeah, people. Did you see it?
No.
No,
I said-
people really, really hated on it and did not enjoy it. And to be fair, I can see why people wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But I fucking see from the second I saw it, I walked out the cinema. I went to see it with one of my friends from college. And when we walked out, I was like, that so far is the best film I've seen all year. And it's going to stick with me. I think that's going to be in my top. And he was like, no way. And today when I was sitting, when I was going through my lists today, trying to work out what was, because once I got it down to 15, I was like, right. So I rewatched trailers for all the films to see like how I felt. And I watched the trailer for that and I was crying on the train watching the trailer for it. I was this one and my number 1. I was rewatching the trailer and I was like, fuck, I need to watch this film again. It's so good. But yeah, so basically Welcome to Marwen is Steve Carell was an artist who was attacked and jumped by this group of people, and it's the story of him now, how he copes. He has these dolls, these figures, and he makes up scenes with them, like of like this little world war, like a town during the Second World War, and it's just him, and it's the people who have helped him through his recovery, and then it's like the court cases coming up for the people to be sentenced, and it's him trying to find the strength to be able to go and face them. So it cuts between reality of like the dolls doing like their scenes, and like he sees the dolls as doing all these, and it's just Steve Carell in it. It's just so nice, and it's just I cried so hard at it. It's just, I really enjoyed it. I really, really like it, and I think it's a shame that so many people shat on it the way they did. Because Steve Carell gives an incredible performance. Like, he breaks your heart.
I think he's one of the best actors of our generation.
I adore him so much. So yeah, I just think it's a really good film, and I recommend people watch it. I feel like you won't like it.
You see the reviews and you kind of go away from it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what, because when I first saw it, I was like, people are not going to see it because the reviews are so bad, but I think it deserves, because it's Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the guy who directed Forrest Gump.
Back
Robert
to-
Gump.
Robert.
And
Forrest
Back to the
Gump.
Future.
And
Back to the
yeah,
Future,
so it's a really good director. That's as well why it got so badly slated,
very
because it
expecting.
doesn't rise to
Right.
what he's had in the past. But yeah, but anyway, Welcome to Tomorrow, and I highly recommend it.
Cool. But I love that it's like, it was in your heart, you walked out and you went, I loved that.
loved
That's
it.
what-
When
that's
I
what
watched the
it's about.
trailer again today, I was like, fuck.
You didn't even see the reviews, but you still loved it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen. When I went to see it, I knew fuck all about it. It was literally just basically Sean was like, "Oh, there's a Steve Carell movie out. It's about him, like this guy who paints dolls. Do you want to go see it?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's go."
Yeah.
So that's all I knew.
Same with me with Last Jedi in 2017, like I walked out going, brilliant Star Wars, and everybody hated it, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but as soon as I walked out of the theatre, I was
Yeah.
loving it, like, it was brilliant, so
Yeah.
it's got to be up there for me, so I like that feeling you get, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's your opinion. It's
Oh, I
like,
loved it. So
not,
good.
Yeah, totally.
Brilliant film.
Cool.
Oh, Christopher John Moffat, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Number
ready.
1. I know what it is.
2019 movie of the year for me is Avengers Endgame.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah,
I said you had mine too.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, mine's is actually directed by Tom Hooper. Cats.
Has anyone seen that?
Not yet.
Absolutely not, and I will
I
obviously see that.
need
Not
to
gonna
see it.
No way.
The more I see about it, the more I gotta see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yes, there has been a film that's come out in the same year as a Star Wars film. Not only a Star Wars film, but the biggest Star Wars film ever that has topped it on my list. And it is a testament to this film. And it is an achievement in filmmaking, I think. Because how many films are we talking here? 23?
This is the 22nd, isn't it?
That was the 23rd, was it not?
The 23rd film, right?
Or maybe the 23rd.
Not
I don't
only
know.
is this the round off to 23 films worth of a story, but there is a reference and a hint and a point of every single one of those films in this film. It is 3 hours long. It takes its time. Every character is as important as Iron Man and Captain America. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
And I was speaking earlier about Knives Out, how I like, events happening at the same time and stuff, time travel, that sort of thing. This film, you see, obviously it's superheroes and it's Marvel and stuff like that, but in terms of like a time travel based film, you're not going to get much better than this.
Nah.
It's not only time travel, but they go back to the films
Yeah.
and they recreate the films.
Yep.
Guardians and the first Avengers and Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 and all these things. And it's just to go back to these things. It's like, how are they doing this? And it's just how they manage to get this all to make sense, all to flow, to have an absolutely perfect ending that's both emotional, but you also feel satisfied. You feel bad for the bad guy, but you also hate him.
Yep.
You love all the characters. There's times where you hate certain people, but it's okay in the end. It is a perfect film.
Yeah.
And
it took me back to being like 11 or whatever age I was when the first Iron Man came out.
yeah,
And me, because I knew they were bringing, when I went to see Iron Man, I knew they were bringing like, the Hulk had already been out. I knew Captain America was coming out, Thor was coming out. So I was like, are they going to do it?
Yeah.
Are they going to do it? And then being that age and thinking about what they could have done with it.
yeah.
And then jump to 2019, just actually going to see that.
And it's like, it's all in front of you, and it has happened. Like, this idea they had in 2008, it's happened right here, you know what I mean? And characters like Ant-Man, characters like Star-Lord, characters like Hawkeye, Black Panther, all these people are so important, and Paul Rudd in that film is so good.
I
And
love
it's just,
him.
I don't know, it's the perfect film. And when I think back at 2019, I'm not going to be thinking of Star Wars. I'll be thinking of Endgame. It's
my
Endgame's
goodness.
year.
Swear.
Yeah, broke the box office record.
Broke the box office.
Done it
Yeah.
all. Done it all.
There was times at start when I came out of Star Wars, it was my number one. When I came out of Once Upon a Time Hollywood, it was my number one, and nothing was going to change that. But then when you put it into perspective of what this film has done and changed cinema,
Yeah.
it's got to be its Endgame's year.
I think so there's people talking about the Star Wars recently and talking about like fan service, and
Yeah.
I think with Endgame though that like earned the right for fan service, like because
Totally.
it's been however many 10 years,
Yeah.
more than 10 years building up to that, so any fan service that was in there I was like it was deserving, and I just keep thinking about when Captain America grabs the hammer, and I was like,
Good noise. Yeah. And it's so funny because we forget about Infinity War from 18, but then it's like, how can you get a better film than Infinity War? Well, there you go. There's Endgame.
I know.
Somehow it's better. I will say though, when he grabs the hammer, it's just like Rey in Force Awakens. However, there's the moment where the portals happen.
Yeah.
And I said I was
On your
going
left.
to be sick during the end scene of Joker. It was an out of body experience in that scene. It's just
So
like you
much.
can't believe you are seeing this on your screen. This has happened. All these characters in the same scene. It's
Yeah.
just it's life changing. Yeah, film of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry, Aaron, you're you're number one.
Aaron's like,
Just sitting waiting patiently.
That's it.
I have no opinions.
Aaron, you're number one, please. What's your film of the year 2019?
It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
called it.
Called on the bus.
Yep.
I couldn't top it.
I know
this
you
year.
couldn't.
It for all the reasons you have said, the tension, the Tarantino-ness, the fact that it made me want to go and explore old
And-
cinema.
I want to go and act.
I want to go and act in. Do you know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
inspired me.
Yeah.
Film. It just was like it made me go like, I need to go and watch that film. I need to go watch all these westerns.
Yeah.
I need to go watch all these war films. It just reignited a love of cinema in me
Yeah, absolutely.
that is still burning bright. And I watched it again. It's the only film I've watched twice in the cinema this year. So that's
really?
something. And I'll watch it again. And I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah.
And then again. I was on board. There was not one minute when I was bored. The end, knowing the history, I thought that makes it once upon a time. It's a fairy tale. It wasn't true.
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
It was just beautiful. And a 3.5 hour film at the end, I was going, oh yeah, now what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Still involved.
And it leaves you.
Wanting more.
The only film I've seen this year that's left you wanting more. And after 3.5 hours, I was going, yeah, don't finish now.
I remember you saying that you didn't want it to end.
I don't want it to end.
I
And
wish
that-
I'd seen it in the cinema though. There's something about seeing a Tarantino film, just the way he shoots
Just
it.
that music and like
the soundtrack and
yeah. There's a scene in this film where DiCaprio was in his pool. He's sitting there learning his lines for the next day, and the camera raises up, and you see a potential car coming into his wee estate. It could be someone coming to kill him, or it could be, but you never even find out what happens. There's tension. There doesn't even need to be tension there, but there is, because you're like, who is that? And it ends up just being a car. But and also the scene with the little girl, and she goes, "That was the greatest acting I've ever seen."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, and he's like this pride in his face. You're like, there's an argument for that. Do you know what I mean? It's so good.
DiCaprio is just.
It's
I
kind
don't know,
of
it's odd how good he is.
I feel like it's getting boring. People saying how good he is, but he's so good.
this blows The Revenant
Because-
and Wolf of Wall Street out of the water for me.
It does, and there's such different performances, and you could argue that The Revenant required, and it's just another level. But
But he's better in this
he's
film.
better in this film. He's more engaging, and more watchable. And you see him in interviews, and he's just this kind of boring
Dull,
guy.
reserved,
He has
yeah.
no emotions.
Yeah.
And then
Because
you
he
watch
holds
this-
it all
he
for the
holds it
work.
all for the work, and that's what inspires me. It's my favourite film of the year.
Excellent. That's what this podcast is all about. Leanne, what's your film of the year 2019?
Chris, don't worry, I did not forget about it. It's Stan and Ollie.
You're joking! No way!
Oh, it is. Oh, I loved it. It was just.
Oh, that's great.
We went to see it in November
Yeah,
of 2018.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And when we saw it, it was just. I think we discussed it at the time. Like the whole cinema, the whole
Absolutely.
audience. It was such a nice. Like everybody was pissing themselves laughing because it was so funny because they had Laurel and Hardy down to a fucking T. Like if you put side by side the bits that they did, like snippets of sketches that they did,
yeah.
it is perfectly there.
So charming.
Just so it was just such a charming film. Like just John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan in it, like the way they worked together was just so nice. And it was like the tour around the country, like seeing all the different little places they went to and how it was affecting their health. Like, cause obviously, big guy wasn't that well.
Yeah.
And it was, I just loved it. I thought it was so sweet. It made me laugh. It made me cry, and the final curtain almost of it.
Yes.
That is just one of the most beautiful. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about the movie. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just a nice film. And it's just the final curtain of it is just so, it's such a beautiful, just
Giving
it's
his
really,
life to the art. Yeah.
yeah, it's just, it was so lovely. And I took my mum to see it. We went to see it VIP, and because she loved Laurel and Hardy growing up, like
Yeah.
it was hilarious. So for her, that was a really nice thing. And she was sitting crying at it and everything as well. And I just thought it was just, as we were saying earlier, like it's just such a nice, tender film. I just really loved it. It was so nice. It's one I'll watch it again and again, like happily. It's just so sweet, just lovely.
It made me want to go and act.
Yeah, it made the
And
way
perform.
the way they make people laugh.
Yes, exactly.
I was like, I want
I
that.
just
Like
want to perform
I
for
want to
people.
make people feel the way that they're making me feel right
Absolutely.
now. It was lovely.
Absolutely. And that's why it belongs on anybody's list,
Oh yeah,
you know.
and that's why I did not forget it.
So yeah, I know. This whole year, I'm like, you're like, this is my number one.
And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's great. I'm so happy about that. That's great. Before we wrap up, have we got any honourable mentions?
I've got my five.
Some, yeah.
I got Frozen 2. Beautiful. I got Booksmart.
Oh, Booksmart was great.
Yeah. It was really hard not to have that on the list.
In Booksmart, that scene in the taxi
Oh my god.
where the Bluetooth comes through the radio.
Yeah, and they're watching porn.
Lesbian porn.
Yes.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
So funny. It Chapter 2.
Right.
Because you know I fucking love it.
It.
I love that whole thing.
Bill Hader.
Knives Out, saw it last night. It was very good, but I didn't quite make it. And then Zombieland Double Tap.
I
was so-
that's not on.
I know,
I
it
was
was so hard for it not to be in the top 10.
I was
'cause it
so
was just-
disappointed in it.
No, where
I
are you?
was, yeah.
I loved it. I
didn't
just thought
see
it
it.
was so funny. I thought it was the perfect sequel to that movie.
Yeah.
Just with how funny it was brilliant.
Fair. I had obviously 5 making up my top 15. My number 11 was Marriage Story.
Did you like it? Did you?
Oh yeah, it's great. Adam Driver being a normal human, and he's just, we're talking about on the bus. He's massive.
It's huge.
Good
Big,
lord.
Big boy.
Just really depressed me.
He was a Marine, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah. Great film. Toy Story 4. Yesterday. The Upside.
Oh, really?
Anybody see The
Kevin
Upside?
Hart. Yeah, I
Kevin
saw
Hart,
it.
Bryan Cranston. Oh, loved it.
thought it was alright.
Chasing Happiness.
The Jonas
The
Brothers
Jonas Brothers
documentary.
documentary. And also, I just want to put another honourable mention to Jumanji: The Next Level.
Oh yeah.
Frozen 2, Long Shot, Spider-Man: Far
Long
From Home,
shot.
Yeah, Far From
Blinded
Home's
by the
on
Light,
one.
Booksmart. These films are just incredible. Yeah, what an amazing year for cinema.
Yeah, it was. That's what we were saying earlier. It was so hard to make this list just because everything was so good.
Yeah, The Lion King remake, Blue Story, so good. You got honourable mentions?
Spider-Man: Far From Home, Us, Good Boys.
Good Boys is funny.
Oh, I
Yeah.
never got to see
Good
that.
Boys was funny.
Oh, I laughed so much. Just something funny about wee guys saying that stuff.
Yeah.
Because as much as there's films, like comedy films with young actors in it, that one is like how you actually spoke when you were that age.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Even though they're swearing and stuff, like you did kind of swear that age, but you didn't really know what it meant.
Yeah.
You didn't know what things were, but you acted like you did.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
That was underrated. Yeah, it was a good funny film. Honourable mentions?
To be honest with you, I don't have any other ones.
That was it.
I have to say that the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 films I saw this year, I didn't really like.
Oh, really?
I didn't like. Well, I could say the ones I didn't like. I didn't love Vice. I didn't love
I liked Vice a
The
lot.
Irishman. I didn't love Marriage Story. I didn't love Yesterday. I didn't love Ford
didn't love
versus
Yesterday?
Ferrari. I didn't love Mary Queen of Scots. I didn't love
Oh, I like
Beautiful
that.
Boy. I didn't love Souvenir.
Beautiful
I
boy.
didn't
That was
love
last year, though.
If
Ah,
Beale
this year.
Street Could Talk.
Are you joking me?
No.
I didn't love Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile.
Oh, I forgot to watch
Are you
that.
fucking joking me?
No, it was on my. It's on like my
Do you know what? It's
27th.
because I
or something.
saw it unlimited, didn't I?
Yeah.
So
I should have been
forgot
reminding you about that one, oh
it.
yeah.
I know. I didn't
It'll
remind
be
me
on
of
your top 10.
Oh, I think
What
it could
one?
have been
Beautiful Boy.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
read the
one.
book. and
Steve
everything.
Carell and Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong and Steve Carell on screen together is
Yeah.
pure magic to me. So I know you didn't like it, but
I didn't love it. I thought it was,
Oh,
it
no,
was good.
I-
I
but-
did not like it. I just didn't
I
love it.
really
didn't
loved
like The
it. There was
Irishman?
a scene.
Didn't love it.
Really?
I can't say it's an honourable mention. Well, I guess it's a Scorsese and it was good scenes. I don't know. I need to watch it again in parts because the overwhelming
I get
emotion
it.
I felt towards the end was I need to get up and walk around.
He just not be sitting in
I
front of the screen.
wasn't listening in the end. After someone got after the whole fucking hour that followed, I didn't feel like I needed to be there.
Okay, fair.
But the Andy Murray resurfacing documentary
Oh,
is
yeah.
my honourable mention on Amazon Prime. You probably won't like it because you're not into tennis, but
How do you know they're not into tennis?
No, he's talking to
None
us.
of these three
Oh,
are
I
here.
see. I don't mean
If you're
documentary.
at home, watch it. But, well, it's a freaking brilliant documentary.
Sure it is, yeah.
If you,
I saw an advert for it the other day actually, and it did actually look
it's,
quite
it's,
interesting. I
it's
have to say.
emotional.
Yeah, no, I saw a clip of him being like, "My body just can't take it."
It's so
I was
Wow.
so interesting.
Yeah, I
He's
need
got
to
a
see
metal
that.
hip
Yeah,
Does he?
now,
so does my granny.
Yeah.
Too.
and he's playing tennis.
Yeah.
She's not.
She's not.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for
Guys.
coming through.
It's a meaty podcast.
Coming through here.
Bloody hell! If you've made it this far,
I'm going to edit some of it out, but I mean, it's fine. It's this podcast
If
all
you've
about.
made it this far, well done to you.
We had an episode this year that was like 45 minutes. We had one that was an hour and a half. That's the beauty of the podcast.
All I'll say is, hi Malcolm Alloway. Hope you made it this far. 'Cause he said he would.
Nice,
He said
nice.
he'd listen.
Hello, everybody out there if you're still listening.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum. Yeah, God, we're tired, we're warm, but I think 2019 is the strongest year of cinema I've ever experienced, and making a top 10 was hard, I thought.
Has anyone started their 2020 list yet?
Yeah, I've not seen a film from 2020 yet.
I have seen one.
Oh, what is it?
Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, is it good?
Fucking excellent.
Heard it's
I
great.
think it's going to be in my top 10
I
next year,
think
but
it's
I've
going
not
to
seen
be
it
in
yet.
my top 10 next year, and I have seen it.
Yeah.
Very funny. We'll talk about it next year.
Okay.
I'm so ready for it.
I saw Jumanji in the cinema the other day.
So ready for it.
But that was the first film I saw in 2020. But obviously it's still a 2019 film, so it doesn't really count. The first one I'm going to see either going to be Jojo Rabbit or it's going to be
The Lighthouse.
Oh,
The Lighthouse.
Well.
Yeah.
I
The other
think
one.
2020.
Or
I'm just gonna say this
1917.
now. It's going to be strong.
Ooh.
Strong.
Strong.
First.
Could be strong. Yeah. It's going to be strong on 19.
Take my
Yes, for me.
Fair.
But I didn't have the end event. I didn't see if you take out all the Marvel films.
Yeah,
like, there's
yeah.
a lot missing
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe I should have got on that train, but I just
No
not.
Time to Die.
Oh yeah, Jay, there's
Yeah.
a new Bond film. coming
Rami
out?
Malek playing a bad guy.
There's
He
a new
just
Bond
looks
film.
bad. He's going to be great there.
Badass.
Yeah, he's a badass. Yeah, well, thank you everybody for listening. If you even made it to this far, or even just a bit of it, we appreciate that a lot. The easiest way to support the show is by subscribing here, rating us 5 stars, leave us a review, tell a friend, follow us on Twitter, Instagram at The Good Bit Pod, and we're on YouTube doing movie reviews and movie reactions. CM42TV on YouTube. Until next time, folks, this has been The Good Bit Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. My name is Chris Moffat, that's been Aaron Docker, Leanne McMaster, and Ewan Ferguson. Thanks very much for listening. This has been The Good Bit Podcast.
Recognize.